Fifth Dimension Radio Sports Special. Live tonight, it's the Mogadore Wildcats versus the McDonald Blue Devils in Division 7 Round 4 OHSAA Playoff with veteran sportscaster Ron Whitmer and color analyst Chris Canova. Stay tuned for all the action right here on Fifth Dimension Radio Sports Special.
Good evening and welcome to Bolliant Stadium at Nordonia High School for the Fifth Dimension Radio High School Playoff Game of the Week. Brought to you by Jobs for Ohio's graduates and The Stable. I'm Ron Whitmer, and I'm joined in the booth by color analyst Chris Canova for tonight's Region 25's finals clash between the third-seeded Mogadore Wildcats and the first-seeded McDonald Blue Devils. Coach Dan Williams' squad enters tonight's play at 12-0 and 7-0 in the Mahoning Valley Scarlet Division. Meanwhile, Coach Matt Adorney's Wildcats have won 9 straight and have outscored their last 5 opponents by a combined score of 253-50. The survivor gets the winner of tonight's Region 27 clash between Hillsdale and Danville in the state semifinals next Friday night at an undetermined site. We'll talk to both coaches and set the table for tonight's matchup right after this message.
Jobs for Ohio's graduates, JOG for short, is a workforce readiness nonprofit covering Northeast Ohio, including Ashland, Medina, Stark, Summit, and Trumbull counties, helping youth ages 14 to 24 and adults complete their education, develop soft skills, and start their careers. To make this possible, we need people like you to support the next generation of the workforce and partner with JOG today. Go to jogworks.org, jogworks.org, for more ways to mentor and hire JOG participants, attend events, and more.
Ron Whitmer here pregame with McDonald coach Dan Williams. Coach, undefeated season at this point. You guys have been rolling for the most part. Sometimes when you roll too easily, you get to this point in the tournament and all of a sudden the competition level jumps high. Any concerns about that for you tonight?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I tell you what, we played 2 good football teams the last 2 weeks. JFK, Warren JFK was a heck of a team and had probably one of the best skill guys we've seen for that Provitt kid. And then last week, Monroeville was really good too. So I think definitely we've been battle tested. At least, in our last 2 weeks of our regular season, we played the best 2 teams in our league. Springfield Local and Mineral Ridge. And so the last four weeks in a row, 4 out of the 5 weeks. I mean, we had that bye week, but we played great competition. I think we're tested.
Yeah. So in the last half of this, actually since mid-September, you guys haven't given up more than 14 points in a game. Mogadore comes in tonight over their last 6 games, averaging 42 points per game. Something's got to give. Yeah. I know what you would hope has to give, but how do you see your defense matching up against their offense?
Yeah, I think both teams play a pretty hard-nosed style of defense. I think we outsize them on the front line considerably, defensively, our front 4. So I'm hoping with our size we can neutralize some of the things they do and how the way they attack specific defenses. So we just got to run to the football and swarm there. They got a heck of a tailback, and quarterback's a heck of a runner too. So we got to bottle those 2 guys up and see if we can prevent touchdowns.
Speaking of quarterbacks and running backs, you got Puckett who completes 68% of his passes. You got 2,000-yard backs in Zajac and Miller. So obviously balance has been a large part of what's made you successful this year. Is that the key for you guys winning tonight, maintaining that balance?
Yeah, definitely. We need to mix it up and put the keep them guessing out there on defense, and our run game and pass game complement one another. And Puckett's thrown for 25 touchdowns as well as that 68% completion rating, and we got a good 1-2 punch with the 2 running backs as well. So we're going to keep them off balance and keep them guessing, and we like to spread the ball around, definitely.
Awesome. Biggest concern about Mogadore?
They're physical. We got to match their physicality. We both like to run the football, so I think whoever runs the ball better and and can control the clock and keep the other team's offense off the field, is going to have a good chance to win.
So for the school, first regional final since '94. Tell me about the community this year. What's the sense in McDonald in terms of excitement and possibility of moving on to the state Final Four this year?
Yeah, the whole community is excited and behind us, and the student body couldn't be any better. They'll be here tonight, student section, cheering and getting loud, and just the energy around this type of year, this time of year when you're still playing football is second to none. So we're excited. We progressively, the last 4 years, this team that's a senior-laden team now has progressively improved over the last 4 years, and now it's their time to make a run here at the end, and maybe we can tie our most wins in school history with a win tonight. So I know they're excited about doing that.
That's great. That's Coach Dan Williams, the McDonald Blue Devils. Coach, good luck to you tonight and down the road if that should play out for you.
All right, thank you.
Horse racing is a great sport, and now you can have a horse in the race. Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning horse ownership experience. Purchase as little as 1% of a racehorse and pay a set monthly fee. No surprises, modest investment, low risk, and completely accessible and transparent operations. TheStable.ca offers a unique, engaging racehorse ownership experience and features great customer service and consistent updates about your horse. Our innovative video production team tracks your horse's training progress, and clients are encouraged to visit the horses at any time. TheStable.ca is right for harness racing, and if you want to have a horse in the race, it's right for you too. For more information about The Stable, email Anthony at thestable.ca or call 519-400-4263.
Ron Whitmer here, pregame with Mogadore coach Matt Adorney. Matt, you've been here several times before. You've got 4 regional championships under your belt. You've been here as a player and a coach. Is it less nerve-wracking after you've been here so many times, or is it just as nerve-wracking every time?
You still get the butterflies. There's no doubt today felt a little different than even the last two, being a road game and knowing that the opponent's the number one team in the region and all those things. And I think, because we haven't won one in a while, there's kind of an excitement level to that as well. So, big game moments like this, I don't think you ever tire of them. I mean, you do feel a little more comfortable and that you've been in these situations before personally, but, the kids haven't. So, that's always the new part of it.
You haven't played as an underdog in a while, at least in terms of seeding as an underdog. As a broadcaster, we're always looking for common opponents. Don't have any common opponents to look at tonight. Statistically, teams are pretty even on the year. Should we expect a pretty tight game tonight?
I mean, I would think so. They usually start fast. It's been a number of games in a row. They march right down the field and score. A very efficient offense. They I think, different than us. We've had to come from behind in a couple of situations. I think they've almost been ahead in most of the games they've played this year, or at least even. So, for us, it's going to be important to keep it close early and, kind of see what happens in the second half, because we have been in those situations where we've maybe had to drive to win a game like Elliott or come back a little bit against Malvern. So we're kind of, hoping to seize on that.
Okay. This is going to sound like a strange question probably, but has the running clock made your job harder? And what I mean by that is, Chris and I have talked in the games we've covered several times, the decision-making at halftime when you're up 5 or 6 scores at halftime. How long do you ride that first unit? Do you guard against? And consequently, they've played a lot less than maybe some of your opponents. Is that a factor at all?
I don't think so. We hope we condition them hard during the week and hopefully keep them in game shape as much as possible. And obviously, the temperature comes down. These games helps. I love the on record. I love the rule, of the 30-point rule, being on either side of it. So, I think it's one of the smartest things they put in. I think you always had really delicate, tough situations back in the day where you didn't know how long to leave your guys in, and it makes it go so fast, and everybody, I think it's a win for everybody. But as far as your guys, like I said a couple weeks ago, I feel like we've gotten stronger because we've gotten healthier, and so I'll take health. I'll gamble a little bit with maybe how in shape we are, or are we in good enough shape with health, because one thing you can't replace is some of the guys on the field.
So they, at least at the skill position, are a very senior-dominated team. Does that matter tonight?
Well, obviously they feel like they have the experience. I think even their coach was, mentioned in some media that he felt like he had the athletic edge a little bit, and I think it's because of his experience. But I feel when you get to this point in the season, even with some underclassmen, this is now game 13. They're your experience now. Once you're strapping on out there, I don't know how much of that plays into it. I do think when you have a senior-heavy team like them, you think they're going to fight a little longer, a little harder. You know your seniors are kind of digging and fighting, but they do have good athletes. We have to be prepared for them tonight.
You appeared to come out of the last game in good health. Did that stand through the week of practice?
Yes, we are. Other than like some November sniffles here or there, which everybody I think is dealing with physically healthy-wise, we're in good shape. In fact, a couple guys that were kind of minorly, banged up, they maybe rested a few nights here, and we got them back Wednesday or Thursday to just kinds of things you do at this point in the season.
So last one, your last Final Four appearance was 2015. Can this year be the next one?
We think so. If we have to play our game, and hopefully we continue to play fearless and fast. Always for me, I like to see that early stages of the game, like the quickness level of both teams, and I know these guys in this room believe that they can do it. So we're gonna find out here shortly.
That's Mogadore coach Matt Adorni. Matt, good luck tonight.
All right, thanks, guys.
Hi, this is Christian Oswald, chef at Cambria's Bistro on Main Street in Wadsworth. Come in and join us for dinner Tuesday through Thursday, 4 to 9, and 12 to 9 Friday and Saturday. Join us and let us make you authentic Italian dishes from scratch and for our weekly specials. They're always changing, so come get them while they last. If you want a sneak peek at our menu, check out our Facebook page or website at www.cambriasbistro.com. www.cambriasbistro.com.
Back here at Boleant Stadium in Nordonia High School, Ron Whitmer, Chris Canova for the regional final, Region 25, regional final in the OHSAA state playoffs. So, Chris, I know the last couple of weeks we thought we were going to get a game, and we really didn't. I will go on record as saying if it ends up being anywhere similar to those two, I'll be a little bit shocked. So what I'm talking about is we were in a situation where we were eligible for a running clock in the first quarter of the one game and early second quarter of the other. I certainly don't see that as likely tonight. What are your thoughts?
No, I don't think so either. This is a big, strong, physical McDonald team. I'm excited to see the matchup. The Wildcats, three-headed monster of Smith, Lehner, and Benedum against the three-headed monster of Puckett, Zackett, and Miller from McDonald, all with big stats, and have just dominated everybody along the way.
And you talk about monsters, and here's what I think is going to be a telling battle tonight, and that is the size on the defensive line for McDonald versus the size on the offensive line for Mogadore. And I'll just give you a quick one here. So McDonald across their front four, Zajac at 230, Blake at 245, Bowser at 315, and Carryall at 325. That matches up with Mogadore's Caden Smith at 190, Aiden Boylan at 210, Cole Turner at 200, Shane Thomas 220, and James Pollock at 190. So Mogadore's biggest guy is still smaller than the line they're going up against.
In defense of, I hear you, and that's important, but, keep in mind that Mogadore's played bigger division teams. They've seen the bigger kids. They've seen the more athletic kids, and this is not something that they're going to be unaccustomed to. So I'm excited to see the matchup. Lehner has been, the running back from Mogadore, has been just lights out in the last couple of weeks. I think he has 400 yards in the last 2 games, and that's playing 1 half per week.
So the kickoff comes down at the 22-yard line. Across the 30 is the returner up to the 35, where he's taken down by a host of Mogadore tacklers led by number 27, Hopkins. That'll give McDonald a 1st and 10. They're going to spot it at about the 36-yard line. 37. Right. They're going to put it down at the 37.
You know, we were fortunate enough to see Mogadore play last week, and they were outstanding on special teams, defense, offense. Their star players came to play. It's going to be interesting to see tonight.
Well, as Chris mentioned, it's a 2-headed monster for McDonald. In the backfield, the handoff is to number 11, Casey Miller. He's ahead for a pickup of about 2. Tackle in the middle of that line for Mogadore is 56, who is Pollock. Brings up 2nd and a long 6.
Well, right away you see it, right? They're going right at him with their strength, and Mogadore did a pretty good job. He was actually able to drag those the Wildcat defenders 2 yards there. It's
so Puckett, the quarterback, under center. Turns and hands, but before he can do that, we have a whistle and an offsides against Mogadore. So that'll be a 2nd down and about 1 now. Didn't pick up who jumped, Chris. Did you get him?
I didn't see who. Somebody must have lined up offsides.
Yeah, must have been.
Coach Adorni mentioned before the game that this McDonald team starts fast, and it was important for them to stay in the game early and use their strength in the second half.
So as a result of the 5-yard offside penalty, it brings up 2nd down 1. Puckett, the quarterback for McDonald, has thrown for over 1,700 yards on the season, but I've got to think he's handing it off here. He turns and does hand off to the running back, who picks up the 1st down, and that's Drew Zajac. Tackle that time for Mogadore.
So Zajac is 6'2", 230 pounds, and he's playing fullback, tailback combo, and his strength is showed there, right? I mean, he took the Wildcats defenders for a ride.
Yeah, he was brought down at the 48 of Mogadore, where it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. Puckett under center. Turns. Hands to Miller. Miller running wide on the far side across the 50 and driven hard out of bounds after about a gain of a yard, maybe 2. We're going to mark it at the 46, so give him 2 on the carry.
You see right away, I mean, the difference between those 2 running backs is substantial. Clearly Puckett has some wheels, right? He moved.
Yeah, Miller, who had that carry, has 1,000 yards on the year, 6.4 per carry. So a good job by the Wildcats of limiting them to 2 yards on 1st down. Brings up 2nd down and 8. Puckett turns, fakes. He's looking out in the flat. He's got his man at the 45 to the 40 and driven out of bounds at the 39. That appears to be just short of the 1st down. The catch by number 22, Josh Krumpak, for McDonald. So that'll bring up a 3rd and about a yard. Ball spotted on the Mogadore 39-yard line. Just underway here. Division 7, Region 24-25 final. 10:09 remaining here in the 1st quarter. Puckett under center. He turns. He hands to Zajac up the middle across the 35 to the 34, and another McDonald 1st down. Drew Zajac is a 6'2", 230-pound senior, a big fella in the backfield. Going to create some problems for Mogadore, I'm afraid, all game long.
Yeah, I agree.
They're going to have to pinch those holes shut here.
Well, they're also running kind of a modified wing tee, so there's a lot of misdirection in the backfield, and at least till you get used to it, it could be a tough offense to defend. 1st down 10. McDonald at the 34 Mogadore. Handoff
to Miller, running to the near side. He turns it up for about a 5-yard gain up to the 29-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and 5.
That first lead block there was great on the middle linebacker from Mogadore.
James Pollock on the tackle. Unfortunately, he threw the ball carrier ahead for an extra yard or 2, so it's 2nd down, just over 5 yards to go. Puckett. Hands to the man in motion, and he's taken down. Nice job by 52 for Mogadore. Boylan, who got into the backfield and throws Crumpack for a 2-yard loss. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7. Great job by Boylan, Chris, getting into the backfield.
Great penetration there. You know, what I also like from McDonald is their offensive linemen are downfield. They make the block, they go downfield, and you can see why they're successful.
So our first big 3rd down of the game, 3rd down 7. Puckett. Hands off to Miller inside. He's got room to roam. Across the 20 down to about the 15-yard line. Miller found a crease there in the middle of the Mogadore defensive line and then picks up enough for the first down to, we're going to mark him just outside the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils, 8:07 remaining, first quarter.
And that's where that misdirection comes into play. Everything was going left. They folded back right, and you saw the hole, Ron. It was pretty big.
They set that up well. You're right. So Puckett has his team in the huddle. He's been under center so far. He turns, hands to Miller. Miller across the 15 and dragged down at about the 14. Looked like it was James Pollock again for Mogadore on the tackle. He's got 3 early tackles. Pick up a 4, 2nd down 6.
So McDonald, stays in the huddle quite a long time, but they break and they hit the line fast. I mean, they're snapping the ball within probably 4 or 5 seconds.
Right. So the ball's at about the 12-yard line. Puckett takes a snap, hands to Miller. He's got a little crease up the middle across the 10 to about the 7. And that'll bring up another 3rd down, 3rd and about 3.
Just using the power there, going right at Mogadore. I'd be surprised if we don't see is it Zajac? Yeah, Zajac this play.
Looked like it might have been Trusky in on that tackle from Mogadore. 6:38 remaining, first quarter, no score. Ball at the 8-yard line, 3rd down 3. Puckett takes a snap, hands to Miller. He's got a hole again, and he is up across the 5-yard line for another Blue Devil first down. They'll have it 1st and goal. Just inside the Mogadore 4. They're going to spot it clear down to about the 3-yard line. So 1st and goal at the 3.
You see the difference between last week and this week. I mean, first of all, they show the fullback up the middle. The linebackers have to sit, and then they run the ball a little reverse there, action to the right.
And again, as Chris said, they're quickly to the line. Puckett. Hands off to Zajac up the middle. He stopped short of the goal line at about the half-yard line. So Zajac, the big, powerful running back, was initially hit right about the line of scrimmage, but kept the feet churning and got down just inside the 1-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and goal from about the 1.
Well, I mean, impressive, right? I mean, big, strong, physical, and just carrying people on, 2 yards?
Yep. Wildcats have their work cut out for him here. 2nd down goal. Puckett. And in motion. Hands ahead to Zajac, and he's going his way into the end zone for the McDonald touchdown. And you probably heard we're right in front of right behind the McDonald cheering section here, and they're pretty happy with that. Zajac with the touchdown run, and The Blue Devils are up early, 6-0, 5-16. So, Chris, a very long and sustained drive on the ground puts McDonald up on the first possession. Spot kick is short, but creeps over the crossbar just enough for the extra point. With 5:16 remaining in the first quarter, our score, McDonald 7, Mogadore nothing. We'll be back after this.
The Mogadore Athletic Boosters proudly support all Wildcat student athletes. We gladly provide new uniforms, state-of-the-art equipment, and funding for team camps, in addition to other program needs. We invite you to follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay abreast of meeting times, fundraisers, and other upcoming club events. Please consider attending a future Mogadore Athletic Booster meeting to see how you can help to support our amazing student athletes. We wish the team success tonight and all the way down the tournament trail. Let's go, Cats!
Ron Whitmer, Chris Canova, Fifth Dimension Radio, back here at Oleant Stadium at Nordonia High School, where McDonald's Blue Devils have struck first here with a long sustained drive, and they take an early 7-0 lead, 5:16 remaining first quarter.
Well, everything they've said about this team is accurate. Old-fashioned football, ran the ball really right at it, Mogadore.
The kick is a squibber up the middle, fielded by Thomas for Mogadore at the 35. He's up across the 40 to the 42, where the Wildcats will have it in good field position for their opening possession. That kick was by Anthony Larson for the Blue Devils.
Well, you know, this McDonald team is senior laden. They have 8 senior starters, most of them, I think, actually 8 of them. 6 of them go both ways. You know, quite an impressive first drive. Let's see what Mogadore can get going here.
So Smith is Maddox Smith, the quarterback for Mogadore. He's got Connor Lehner behind him in the backfield. Benedum in motion. Turn and hand to Lehner, and he's hit immediately for a short loss of about a yard. In on the tackle for McDonald looked like Luke Frederick.
Yeah, just too much penetration there. You know, if he didn't even get started. He was just getting the handoff, got hit, and did a nice job to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Second down, they'll give him no gain on that, so 2nd and 10. Smith under center for Mogadore. Takes a snap, hands the Benedum up the middle. He's got running room across the 50 to the 45 to the 40 to the 30 to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Dylan Benedum punches back for the Wildcats, and just like that, it's 7-6. Scanning the field, there are no flags, so big play Mogadore this time. Dylan Benedum.
How about that? That was exciting, right? So everybody was looking for Lehner, and the big back Benedum comes up with a big play. And man, did you see that that burst of speed he had there?
I did. I was just about to say, he's not just big. He's got that second gear that he kicked it into after he broke through the line. And we're awaiting the extra point attempt by Tyler Pendergast. Lane Thomas puts the ball down. Kick is up, and it is good, and I apologize again to Cade Thomas, who put the ball down. But with that successful extra point by Tyler Pendergast, we're even at 7-7, 4:22 remaining in the first quarter. We'll be back after this.
Summit County, ready to score big in your career? Check out AkronWorks.com, your local job board powered by Jobs for Ohio's graduates. It's mobile friendly, easy to use, and full of opportunities to connect with local employers. Whether you're looking to get hired or hire talent, JOG makes it simple. Don't wait on the sidelines. Visit AkronWorks.com today and take your career to the end zone.
Back at Nordonia High School, Ron Whitmer, Chris Canova. And first quarter, 4:22 remaining, and we're even at 7. Chris and I are talking a big defensive line for McDonald, but Dylan Benedum is no tiny man himself, 6'4", 215 running back, and boy, and I missed the total yardage, Chris. Was
48
it?
yards. I'm sorry, 58 yards.
58, right, yeah. So a big strike, and Mogador shown the ability in the games that we've been at to strike quickly. Pendergast with the kickoff. He gets the line drive to about the 23-yard line where it's fielded and taken across the 35. Now retreating is the return man back to about the 31-yard line where they'll spot the ball. The return looks like it was by Miller.
You know,
Casey Miller, running back.
Early in this game, clearly it looks like an advantage for Mogador on special teams. Kicking the ball, speed, and that might come down to it at the end of the game. These are two really good football teams.
Yeah, it looks like we got a ball game tonight. So glad to have you with us. 4:15 remaining, first quarter.
Let's see what they need to get a stop on first down. They haven't been able to do it.
Right. And I think the man who just had the long touchdown run is lurking there in the middle of the linebacking crew looking to make a play. Handoff in the backfield. Mogador is chasing Miller, and they've got him for a loss, this time back to the 31. Casey Miller is wrapped up there on the near side. Looks like Maddox Smith was in on that one along with Hopkins.
And frankly, Miller did a great job just to get a 1-yard loss there. He was almost stopped 5-6 yards in the backfield. Great penetration, great pursuit, and nice tackle there at the end.
So the ball set back now to the 31-yard line. Second down 11. 3:45 remaining first quarter. Kyle Puckett under center. Turns, hands to Zajac, and he's met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. A nice job that time by number 55 for the Wildcats. That's Shane Thomas on the tackle.
Looks like we might have a holding call too. Is it a flag or a ball marker?
And it looks like, well, they're trying to sort that out. I didn't, yeah, it appears to be something against McDonald, the line judge on the far side.
This is a big decision here, right? 3rd and 11 or 2nd and 21. It's going to be interesting to see. Oh, personal foul.
Personal foul face, Matt. Now.
That's a big call. Big call.
We're not right there, and I did see the tackle. It did not, and the call was made by apparently the line judge on the far side. So at any rate, the call goes against Mogador.
Wow. That's a big play for McDonald there.
Huge
for sure.
Play, yeah. They were in trouble if that went the other way. As a result, the Blue Devils will have a first down at their own 46-yard line. So we'll see what happens now. Puckett takes the handoff, fakes, and ball is tipped and intercepted and then dropped.
Man, that was right in his hands. That was close. That would have been a big play too, but you got to make those plays in this game.
Yeah, Hopkins had it in his hand, couldn't pull it in. And not sure who got their hand on it for Mogador. It might have been Chris Wonder there on the line.
You know, big difference here, right? This first 3 plays of this drive, Mogador is getting a ton of penetration. I didn't catch a blitz there, but great job tipping the ball.
Yeah, I think he just saw the pass and got off his feet and got his hands on it. Unfortunately for the Wildcats, they couldn't pull it in. So it's 2nd and 10. This time, reverse handoff to Miller. He's across the 50, still on his feet across the 45 and spun down at about the 41-yard line. A really nice run that time by Casey Miller, who pulled out of a tackle that would have been for a gain of about 3 or 4, and instead it's a big gainer for the first down for the Blue Devils. They're at the Mogador 41-yard line.
That scissors action in the backfield is just giving Mogador all kinds of trouble. They're pursuing that first back, and they're giving it to the second back, and big hole.
1st and 10, Puckett under center. Fakes, hands off to Zajac. He's ahead for a gain of about 3, maybe 4.
That's been their bread and butter play so far, the scissors action play.
We'll give him 3. We'll call it 2nd down 7. 2:13 remaining and rolling here in the first quarter. We're tied at 7.
This game is flying by.
Yeah, that first drive ate up about 7 minutes. And Mogador scored in about 7 seconds. And again, McDonald running the ball and chewing up clock here. So we're late in the first quarter. This time they show a little bit of a spread. Handoff this time to Kruppak, the receiver, and he's spun down at about the 35-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
Well,
that was Josh Kruppak.
You know, they're getting the edge. They're sealing the outside lineman from Mogadore and the outside linebacker, and the D-backs, the safeties are having to come up and make that play. And you just can't do that all night long, because even though those safeties made a great play, they still got 4 yards.
3rd down 3. McDonald driving. Ball just inside the 35-yard line. Puckett turns and hands. Up the middle is Miller. It looks like he's going to be brought down short of the 1st down. That'll bring up 4th down and about a yard. Chris, you got to figure they're going to go for it here. You mentioned special teams looking like it could be an issue for McDonald, and their ball's at the 33, so it'll be 4th down and just over a yard. 42 seconds remaining, 1st quarter. Huge play here for the Mogadore defense. Puckett takes doesn't take the snap. Now he's going to stand up and call a timeout. Looked like maybe they're going to try to draw Mogadore off, and I can't imagine they're thinking field goal here, Chris. So are they just going to change the play, do you think?
I think they're changing the play. They may have had no play called, actually, and that was just what they were trying to do. But, well-coached team by Mogadore. It's going to be tough to pull them off sides. Frankly, this drive's probably over, 2 or 3 minutes ago, if it wasn't for the the face mask. So, and we haven't seen Mogadore be very penalty prone so far this year. We've seen them 4 times now? This is our 4th time?
Yeah. Is it 4th or 5th?
4th or 5th
time.
Yeah. And going to see what they do here. You gotta believe that they're going to give it to their big stud in the backfield, Zajac. But hey, last time I said that, they ran the scissors play and hit the seam on the outside for a big gain. So
they
can do multiple things, and that's what makes this team dangerous. Whether it's a big tailback, the small tailback, the misdirection, the quarterback throws the ball well. I can't imagine they're going to throw the ball here. But
so, Chris, I want to say this now, just in case it rears its ugly head, that Josh Kruppak, who was the receiver who took the handoff on the last run, has 843 yards on the year, 32 yards per catch. I'm shocked by that. The pitch this time to the near side. Mogadore pursues it, but not in time, I don't think. Looks like he got across the 30. That was Miller on the carry. Yep. He made it by about a yard. Ball spotted at the 29-yard line. 1st down 10 for McDonald as we cruise towards the end of the 1st quarter here. And unless they speed things up, that will be the last play of the quarter, and they're walking towards the sideline. So with that, at the end of the 1st quarter, it's McDonald 7, Mogadore 7. We'll take this timeout and be right back.
The Mogadore Athletic Boosters proudly support all Wildcat student athletes. We gladly provide new uniforms, state-of-the-art equipment, and funding for team camps, in addition to other program needs. We invite you to follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay abreast of meeting times, fundraisers, and other upcoming club events. Please consider attending a future Mogadore Athletic Booster meeting to see how you can help to support our amazing student athletes. We wish the team success tonight and all the way down the tournament trail. Let's go, Cats!
Back to Boleant Stadium at Nordonia High School. Ron Whitmer, Chris Canova on Fifth Dimension Radio. We're knotted at 7 at the end of the 1st quarter, and so far it has been, in terms of the amount of plays, it's been all McDonald, right?
It has.
Mogadore's run 2 offensive plays, one of which was for a 58-yard touchdown. Therefore, we're at 7-7. But McDonald's been very methodical, just running right at Mogadore, getting some chunk plays. Haven't had a real big play yet.
I think that's the right word, Ron. Methodical, doing what they've probably ran, 4 different plays maybe? And they're just really good at what they do.
1st and 10, Puckett under center. This time he's going to throws the slant, and it's caught at the 20 to 15, 10, 5, and into the end zone is Jordan Perry on the quick slant. And just like that, we said no big play so far, and Perry catches the 29-yard touchdown pass from Kyle Puckett, and the Blue Devils take a 13-7 lead.
You know, we talked on this series that, you know, Mogador had a chance to make some plays, didn't make them, and then McDonald takes advantage of it.
Extra point kick is up, and again, just over the crossbar, and good. So with 11:54 remaining in the second quarter, it's McDonald 14, Mogador 7. And we're going to keep it right here this time, and to remind you that, or maybe tell you for the first time, that tonight's game, because it is a regional final, and Fifth Dimension was unable to secure television rights, this game will be replayed on our YouTube page, and the difference being this week, you won't have video of the game. You'll have Chris and I. So we can make some mistakes here, and nobody's going to know the better, Chris.
That's right.
Not that we would ever make a mistake, but please check that out. It should be available by Saturday night.
Hey, kudos to the McDonald coach for picking out a uniform with gigantic numbers on it.
It's very helpful.
So makes our job a lot easier for sure.
Yeah, it's Dan Williams. Not sure if that was his decision or not. Whoever it was, it's a joy to be able to actually see some numbers on these teams. So the kicker is Larson. He kicks a low line drive taken at the 21 by Thomas across the 40, 45, 50. He's broken free at the 40, 35. He's got an angle to the 20, 15, 10, and finally taken down at about the 6-yard line. They're going to spot it at the 5. An incredible return that time by Cade Thomas. Well,
what a great
and
run.
Now I'm seeing the number, and was that Thomas? Or was it? It looked like maybe Peyton Custer. So we just talked about seeing numbers easily, and that was either a 6 or 8. So either Cade Thomas or Peyton Custer, and we'll check with the Mogador coaches here at our next time out to see who that was. They're down to the 5-yard line. Our leader says it was number 8, Cade Thomas, so we'll stick with him. Maddox Smith under center, hands the laner up the middle. He's across the 5 and spun down at about the 4-yard line. So it'll bring up second down goal from the 4, 11:28 remaining.
Well, certainly Mogador's coming out and just showing they're clearly a little bit quicker than McDonald.
Yeah, that's what it's been so far, is speed against strength, size. Looked like a jump by McDonald that time. Oh,
that is,
boy.
I can't believe that
Didn't
call.
see that. It looked like the defensive end on this side of the McDonald line jumped, but instead they're going to give a false start against Mogador. That'll set the ball back to the 9. Chris and I both gasped at the same time, unless we missed something. That was definitely
the
an
official's
offside.
closer, but that's
so
surprising.
That's going to bring up second and goal from the 9. Smith is going to keep it up the middle, and he's got nothing and loses the ball. A fumble that I believe McDonald is on. They are 77 for the Blue Devils. Comes up with the recovery. That's Amari Carriall. May have been Carriall that punched it out as well. At any rate, he's on it, and the Blue Devils have the ball back at their own 8-yard line. So first turnover of the night, Chris, and a big one inside the 10-yard line. And that's not something you see much from Maddox Smith, but he doesn't see a lot of 325-pounders in his face either. So Puckett Under center for McDonald. He hands inside, hitting the backfield, spinning away is Zajac, and he's out to about the 14-yard line. And check that. That was Miller on the carry. Give him about 6 yards, bringing up second down 4.
The difference so far in this game is, of course, Mogador's made some big runs, but, the drop interception, the fumble, and those are things you can't do in big games like this. So we'll see what happens here.
Second and 4, Puckett. Drops the pass, throws it long, and just a little out of the outstretched arms of his receiver on the far side. And it looked like Zajac, but I wouldn't think he would get that far out of the backfield, so let's pick up the number here.
What I noticed there was, the receiver much bigger than the Mogador cornerback for sure, and outran him. The ball was just thrown a bit far, but
yeah, that was actually Jordan Perry, the young man who caught the touchdown earlier.
All right, big play here. Third and 3.5, 4 yards?
Yeah, third and about 4. Puckett takes a snap, drops a pass again, looks in the flat and caught at the 25 to the 30 and up across the 35 to about the 40-yard line. And that's Josh Crumpack. They're going to mark him at the 41, so first and 10 for the Blue Devils. They've pulled the ball out of harm's way, deep in their own territory, and now on first and 10 at their own 41-yard line. 10 minutes remaining here in the first half. McDonald leads 14-7. And have to see if Mogador can rally from that turnover here. First and 10, McDonald. Handoff inside. Zajac taken down for about a 1-yard gain. Let's see who's on the tackle there for Mogador. Looks like 25, who would be Lehner.
Right. I mean, good job at Mogador there. They gang tackled once the first hit was made, and they're going to have to do that against Zajac. But you see in the previous play why that young man threw for 25 yards. A big play down on their own, near their own end zone, and he whips that ball out there like it was nothing, and great play.
Second down and about 8. Puckett drops the throw again, looks to the near side, and nobody home. He and Crumpack were not on the same page that time. That'll bring up a third down and 8. McDonald with the ball on their own 43-yard line. 9:14 remaining first half. Big play for the Wildcats. They'd like to get their hands back on it and see what the offense can do, because frankly, their offense has amounted to one big play and a long kickoff return. Third and 8. Back to pass. Puckett has a man open and throws it just outside of the reach of Jordan Perry on the far side. That'll bring up fourth down and 8, and you would have to assume that the Blue Devils will kick it away here. Their punt team is coming on.
Well, it doesn't help that he has all day back there, but that was a fairly quick pattern, and you're right, Ron. He was open. The quarterback just missed him by, a yard or two, but they're going to have to start pressing the outside receivers, because you can see they're giving them 5-7 yards on every play.
Yeah. Brady Klockner on to kick it away. First punt of the night for the Blue Devils. They lead 14-7 the snap. No rush. High wobbly kick, fair catch called for and taken by Cade Thomas for the Wildcats at his own 25-yard line. Mogador will have it there, first and 10. We will take this break and be right back with you.
If your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, "I'll get around to it someday," Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Or if you're in retirement and want a second opinion, let's talk. Edward Jones financial advisor Vince Rosnack can help. Stop by or call Vince today at 234-571-9913 to set an appointment. Or stop by the office at 529 Canton Road in Ellett, across from Eastgate Plaza.
Well, a very quick change of possession there by our referees, and ahead for a gain of about 3 was Connor Lehner on first down. Mogadore has the ball on their own 33-yard line, second down 7. Maddox Smith under center. Benerdum and Lehner behind him. Pitch to Lehner going to the far side. He's got a seam. He's across the 30, up near the first down marker at the 35, and it looks like they're going to call it a first down. So first down Wildcats. Connor Lehner, that time, Chris, we've seen him find that seam many times in the last few weeks. The difference in this one was still got a nice gain, but was not able to break away as he has been lately.
Yeah, the good thing is there was a seam, right? And did a nice job carrying another tackler with him like he always does.
Cade Thomas split out to the near side for the Wildcats. Smith turns, hands up the middle to Lehner. He breaks free at the 40 to the 45, up to about the 48-yard line. And there's the big run that we've come to see from Lehner, about a 13-yard gain. And that'll give the Wildcats a first down at their own 48. So the Cats on the move here, trying to even things up here. 7:53 remaining, second quarter.
If you've not seen Connor Lehner play, I mean, he is he is tough to bring down.
He's one strong dude, no doubt. Under center, Smith takes, hands off to Benerdum up the middle. He's got a bit of a gain. Looked like he juggled it for a second, got possession back. We'll call it about a 5-yard gain.
You know, that's there. I mean, that's the second time they ran that play, and they're lucky, McDonald's lucky, that that one guy tripped him up. We're going to see that play a couple more times for sure.
Second down and a long 5. Smith under center. He pitches to the near side and tripped up just before he got to the seam. That time was Lehner. A nice job in the backfield by McDonald's number 18, who is Quinn Schmidt, who tripped up Lehner and caused a loss of about 2. So it'll bring up 3rd and 7 for the Wildcats.
They either brought that guy from the get-go or that formation is making that guy come immediately, but he was there like now.
So Lehner this time split out to the near side. Benerdum in the backfield alongside the shotgun with Smith. He's going to keep it. He's got a big gain across the 40 to the 30 to the 20, 10, 5, and touchdown by Maddox Smith on the quarterback keeper from Mogadore. A 51-yard touchdown run, and pending the extra point, we are about to be even with 6:25 remaining in the first half.
I'll tell you, I'm sorry, I'm going. McDonald has some problems there. If they get by the immediate line of scrimmage, it is a problem because the speed of Mogadore is a difference maker here.
Tyler Pendergast on to attempt the extra point. Snap, spot, kick is up, and it is good. So with that, and 6:25 remaining in the first half, we are even at 14 from Nordonia's Boleant Stadium. We'll take this 30-second timeout and be right back.
Hey, students and job seekers, your next big career play starts here. AkronWorks.com, your local job board powered by Jobs for Ohio's graduates. Find local jobs, connect with employers, and get hired fast. It's easy, mobile-friendly, and full of opportunity. Step up, get in the game, and visit AkronWorks.com today because your career deserves a winning drive.
Back here at Nordonia, Ron Whitmer, Chris Canova, 6:25 remaining in the first half. We are even. Mogadore 14, McDonald 14. And Chris was just pointing out that Danville, Hillsdale's up 13-0. Is that right, Chris?
That's right. And Walsh is up on Hoban in the first quarter, 7-0. Of course, the first game, the winner of this Mogadore-McDonald game plays next week.
Pendergast has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. He approaches, kick is away, and is going to be fielded at about the 12-yard line across the 20, 25 to the 30. Still on his feet to the 35 on the far side. Looks like Klumpack on the return for McDonald. They'll be in business now at their own 35-yard line with 6:17 remaining here in the first half. We're all knotted at 14. Chris, we've been asking for a ball game. All appearances this time is that we have one, and two very different ways of bringing us to a tie. McDonald with a little bit of smash mouth, take your time, run it up the field, and Mogador striking with the big plays. Puckett under center for McDonald. He turns and pitches. Coming to the near side is Miller. He's across the 40 to the 45. He's got some room across the 50 and drug out of bounds at about the 42-yard line by Connor Lehner is Casey Miller. Wow, they're gonna give him about 3 yards more than what he really had. They're gonna mark it at the 39-yard line. So I don't think an official got out there to see that sideline that time. At any rate, the ball will be spotted at the 39 of Mogador, 1st and 10. So there's a big play for the
there's
Blue
McDonald's speed. I mean, he gets the edge. He's off to the races.
Yeah, Miller's definitely the speed back. Twins to the left, handoff to Zajac up the middle. Not a lot of room that time. Good job by the interior line there of Mogador. And we'll see who's at the bottom of the pile. It looks like Benedum down at the bottom of the pile for the Wildcats.
I think Coach Adorni would, I'm sure he's not happy with giving up over 100 yards so far rushing. But, man, they just keep coming at you, right?
Yeah, this is a team that averages well north of 200 yards a game in rushing. So they're about par for the course tonight. 2nd down and 8. Ball at the Mogador 37-yard line. Pass to the near side to Krumpak. He's across the 30 and falls forward to about the 28-yard line. That'll be enough for another McDonald first down.
Again, Mogador is going to have to start pressing there on the edge. They're giving 5-7 yards. It's just, here it is, take it. And Blue Devils aren't afraid to. So.
And we talked about the balance. I mean, it was run the first series, but now they're mixing up the short pass with the run and having all kinds of success. Puckett under center. Looked like early motion, no call. Krumpak with the end around, being chased by Maddox Smith and pulled down on the far side. A great job by Maddox Smith on the tackle for about a 1-yard gain by Krumpak. So he's gotten several calls from that end around position, Chris. They're going to give him an extra yard there. I'm beginning to question. Thanks to our folks at Nordonia with a great view tonight, and there's no way he got the ball to the 26. But that's what they're going to spot it. So it's 4:25 remaining here. 2nd down, 8. Under center, Puckett turns, fakes the handoff. It's going to pass to the near side. He's got a man, Perry, open. He's knocked out at the 10. No, he's not. He manages to stay inbounds. And wait, I don't see a signal of a touchdown. So apparently right at the end, I'm still confused, Chris. Did he step out at the 3?
He did.
Okay.
Well, again, Ron, you give that 5 to 7, 8 yard pattern. The young man just has to break one tackle. He did, and he was off to the races. He's fortunate. Mogador's fortunate they didn't score.
So it's 1st down goal from the 3. Puckett under center. Turns, hands, hitting the backfield of Zajac for no gain. He's going to lose a yard or two. Nice job that time by 75 for Mogador, who is Chris Wonder with the tackle, and he was assisted that time by 52 Boylan.
Great penetration, right? The whole line, and I think all their linebackers are also in the tackle. Great penetration by the Wildcats.
Yeah, and that's a big fellow they're taking down. So that brings up 2nd and goal. Ball just outside the 5-yard line now. Puckett will pitch to Miller. He's just up to the 5, still on his feet, still fighting, but Mogador is able to bring him down for about a yard, maybe a 2-yard loss. And it looks like Maddox Smith in on the tackle that time. So another great job by the Wildcats, bringing up a 3rd and goal, this time from the 7.
So Mogador's seen these plays, each one of those plays now for at least 3 or 4 times.
Right. And are reacting better to them, right?
Yeah, way better.
And is that just because they're reacting better, or is it the fact that there's not much room behind them where they can crowd up a little bit, helping?
I think that's part of it too, right? They're getting some support from the outside. Of course, Smith is up tighter as a safety.
3rd and goal. Back to pass is Puckett. He's got his man open at the 2, but taken down immediately with a nice tackle by Cade Thomas. Pass was caught by Zajac. They're going to put it down at the 3. So good job of Thomas of being right there.
Excellent job.
A decision this time for McDonald. They're going to go for it here. 4th down and goal at the 4.
Crumpet made a nice play there, keeping it alive, making a nice throw.
Puckett under center. He's inside handoff in a reverse, and Crumpet's got all kinds of room to the far side. Nobody's home, and a touchdown by Josh Crumpet puts McDonald back ahead, 20-14, pending the extra point.
Again, misdirection, and they have enough speed to go the other way with the misdirection, and nice play call.
Yeah, it really was. Nice call by Coach Dan Williams and his staff. Extra point. Spot is down. Kick is up again, low, but it's high enough to get over the crossbar. And with that, McDonald takes their 3rd 7-point lead of the night. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. It's McDonald 21, Mogadore 14. We'll be back after this message.
The Mogadore Athletic Boosters proudly support all Wildcat student athletes. We gladly provide new uniforms, state-of-the-art equipment, and funding for team camps, in addition to other program needs. We invite you to follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay abreast of meeting times, fundraisers, and other upcoming club events. Please consider attending a future Mogadore Athletic Booster meeting to see how you can help to support our amazing student athletes. We wish the team success tonight and all the way down the tournament trail. Let's go Cats!
Back here at Boleant Stadium at Nordonia High School, where McDonald's Blue Devils lead Mogadore's Wildcats 21-14, 2 minutes remaining in the half. Anthony will spot the ball, tee it up at the 40, kickoff. Thomas and Lehner deep for Mogadore, and Chris, this reminds me of a heavyweight fight.
It sure does.
Foreman Ali, you got the slugger McDonald and the float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Wildcats. Low rolling kick comes to Maddox Smith at 25 across the 30 to 35 and up near the 40-yard line, where he's drugged down by number 0 Perry for McDonald. But that gives Mogadore a nice field position here for a final drive of the half.
Well, the good news from Mogadore is their scoring drives have been like less than a minute, haven't they?
Yeah, just very quick strike. And they'll have an opportunity to do that again. And you would think with the temperature as it is, Chris, we wouldn't have our visitors in the booth right now, but we're being attacked by some major horseflies here. First down 10, Mogadore at the 40-yard line. Smith turns and hands to Lehner. Lehner finds a seam across the 45, outside to about the 47, still on his feet, and finally run out of bounds by Perry on the far side for the Blue Devils. A nice first down gain for Lehner up to about the 48-yard line. Second down 2. Clock running at 1:33.
What a great job by that young man in the offensive line, too. There didn't seem to be much there, and next thing you know, he pops a little bit of the seam, carries a guy or two, and it took, 4 guys to get him down and out of bounds?
Yep. Second down 2. Smith in the shotgun. Looking to pass this time. He's got Cade Thomas open at the 45, but he had to go high for it. Great job by Thomas of eluding the tackler, and he's up very near the first down. The official on the near side is saying he's just short. And with that, we're going to have a timeout for Mogadore. It's third down and about a half a yard. We'll take this opportunity to take this break, and we'll be right back.
Jobs for Ohio's Graduates, JOG for short, is a workforce readiness nonprofit covering Northeast Ohio, including Ashland, Medina, Stark, Summit, and Trumbull counties, helping youth ages 14 to 24 and adults complete their education, develop soft skills, and start their careers. To make this possible, we need people like you to support the next generation of the workforce and partner with JOG today. Go to jogworks.org, JOGWORKS.org for more ways to mentor and hire JOG participants, attend events, and more.
Back at Boleant Stadium at Nordonia High School, Ron Whitmer and Chris Canova, Fifth Dimension Radio. The Mogadore Wildcats have the ball at their own 49-yard line, third down and a yard. Less than a minute to play in the first half, and we had some movement that time on the right side of the Mogadore line, just what they did not need, and that'll bring up a false start.
Well, I talked earlier about McDonald being a senior-laden team. Mogadore is the opposite. They're a bunch of young guys out there doing a heck of a job, but while Mogadore is used to being this far in the playoffs, this team particularly hasn't been here since 2015?
15 in this game. Interesting, Chris. We're talking with one of our local hosts here about the number of official conferences this year, and this appeared to be a cut and dry false start, but we had them all get together, and they arrived at it was indeed a cut and dry false start. So first huddle by the referees of tonight, but it ends up giving us pretty much what we thought it was going to give us, which is a 5-yard penalty, bringing up third down 6. 57 seconds remaining. And the one thing the Wildcats have showed us this year is the ability to come back from the adversity of ill-timed penalties. Coming in motion on the near side is Hopkins. Dropping back is Smith. He's going to pull it down, and he's going to be tackled for a loss, the first sack of the night. And let's see if I can pick up who that is. It looks like it may be Perry again.
Are we sure it's fourth down?
It is, yeah, fourth down.
Yeah, it is. Punting comes out.
So we'll give the sack to Perry for McDonald. 29 seconds and rolling here in the first half. Mogadore will punt it away, and McDonald is content to let them do that, not taking a timeout at this point. We'll see if they're going to go after the kicker, everybody other than the return man. And it looks like Krumpak back to return. Smith to kick it away. Got a flag on the play, a high kick. It's going to fall at about the 20 and take a Mogadore roll inside the 10, inside the 5, and all the way down to the 1-yard line as time runs out in the first half. Let's see if the flag is going to bring it back for another play or not. The officials are walking this way, and it appears... Yeah, it was a false start by Mogadore, and McDonald's going to turn that down. And I guess it makes sense, Chris. They don't want to run time down from their own 1-yard line. Nothing good is likely to happen from that. So at the end of the first half, a very entertaining and well-played first half. It's McDonald 21, Mogadore 14. We'll be back after this timeout.
If your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, "I'll get around to it someday," Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Or if you're in retirement and want a second opinion, let's talk. Edward Jones financial advisor Vince Rosnack can help. Stop by or call Vince today at 234-571-9913 to set an appointment. Or stop by the office at 529 Canton Road in Ellett, across from Eastgate Plaza.
Back here at Nordonia High School, Ron Whitmer and Chris Canova, where McDonald leads Mogadore 21-14. So we're going to have a guest here in a bit. Jonah Rosenblum from the Record Courier will drop by and talk to us about the first half and some other things going on. But in the meantime, Chris, a very interesting first half. How did it play out in terms of statistics?
Well, obviously, McDonald controlled the ball and has over 100 yards rushing. That being said, I mean, you wouldn't know it necessarily, but Mogadore has 160 yards in first half rushing. Right. They're down 7 points. I think the difference here is 4 penalties. one of them critical or big error there, and cost them the ball. And then the other thing is the turnover on the 5-yard line. So this game could very well be tied up, if not even Mogadore ahead. Very uncharacteristic of Mogadore to have those mistakes. On the other hand, McDonald has no penalties, no turnovers. If only had to punt the ball one time, and so far that's a difference.
And we pointed out pregame, not that Mogadore is without seniors, but the skill positions for McDonald are dominated by seniors who tend, it's not a hard fast rule, but tend to make fewer mistakes.
Right.
And I'll go back to, first of all, Maddox Smith more than made up for his mistake with the huge touchdown run. But there's a guy 325 pounds punching at the ball as he's going up the middle. Not a whole lot of guys are going to hang on to the ball in that situation. But it did cost the Wildcats, and most likely we would be tied at the very least if that had not happened. But they're right in the ball game. It's anybody's ball game, and very entertaining first half.
And Mogadore gets the ball to start the second half. So, they've driven the ball effectively the entire game, with the exception of that turnover. Lehner's been, tough to stop. Smith's been tough to stop. Likewise, on the other hand, Mogadore's having a tough time stopping that three-headed monster.
Yeah.
And they're doing a great job of using misdirection and scissor action, and then they use the big power backs to come at them. So it's been a nice combination from McDonald. You can see why they're undefeated.
Right. They've hit the slant for the touchdown. A nice job of keeping things mixed up for the McDonald Blue Devils. So the other thing I think bears mentioning is Kate Thomas's. You mentioned how special teams seem to be leaning towards the Wildcats. Kate Thomas had the huge kickoff return almost for a touchdown.
He did.
And unfortunately for Mogadore, that's the one that turned into the fumble a couple plays later. So they trail by 7, but it's anybody's ball game. The Wildcats will get the kickoff to start the second half.
It's been an exciting first half. I mean, as a spectator, announcer, it's been all about both offensive squads, and again, not to repeat myself, but these offenses are special, and you can clearly tell it, and their athletes have come to play, and now it's a matter of, can Mogadore clean up their play in the second half, and if they do, I think they have a good chance to win the game.
So our halftime guest has arrived, so we'll take this time out, and we'll come back and talk to Jonah Rosenblum from the Record Courier.
Introducing the Celebration Palace, a brand new and all-inclusive banquet facility located in Hartville in the North Plaza at 240 Kent Avenue Northeast. Still dreaming about your special wedding day or that occasion you're wanting to celebrate and you're not sure where to start? Well, you're in luck, because here at the Celebration Palace, we specialize in wedding and event planning. Whether you are looking for a venue or an all-inclusive wedding package, we have you covered. We help plan your special occasion. We have specialized vendors to help make your special day magical, and our prices are budget-friendly. So let us here at the Celebration Palace make all your special occasion dreams come true. You can give us a call at 330-587-2035 or check us out on our website, www.thecelebrationpalace.com. Stress-free, budget-friendly, amazing staff, and a stunning venue. The Celebration Palace, where your vision becomes a reality.
Welcome back to the Edward Jones Halftime Report. I'm Ron Whitmer, and I'm joined in the booth by, you could turn your back on me, Mr. Rosenblum. It's part and parcel of what we go through here. Jonah Rosenblum from the Record Courier. And the first thing, just to be accurate, is it still the Kent Ravenna Record Courier, or what's the official name these days?
So our office technically is in Ravenna now.
Okay.
So we made the big move from Kent to Ravenna. Our office in Kent was huge. It was like a former auto dealership. So we're in Ravenna now.
Okay.
A lot of people still call us Kent Ravenna. Might as well split the difference.
Thanks for not saying old people like you, Ron.
No, a lot of people. I still do, honestly. And you know what? Because of that rivalry, why not call it Kent and Ravenna and make no one mad, right? Because you don't want to make one side mad in that game.
Perfect. So thanks for joining us. Reactions to the first half.
Honestly, what I was expecting in terms of just a great high school football game. I mean, I've been looking forward to this game probably more than I have almost any game all season, because you look to McDonald's stats and the balance is unbelievable.
Right. Yeah.
But sometimes you look at a team's stats and they don't actually play like that. But tonight you can see it. They can do a lot of different things. They can run the ball in a variety of ways. Their receivers are deadly on hooks. But look, Mogadore keeps punching back, and if they can clean up mistakes, they're hanging right there with them. So, heck of a game, huh?
Thanks for validating, by the way, what we said in the pregame, which was the last 2 weeks for Mogadore. Statistically, it looked like it was going to be a pretty even ball game, and it was anything but. But tonight you got the sense, and especially the skill positions being all seniors for McDonald, that they were not going to go quietly into that deep, dark night. And it's been anything but that. But it's mostly been about them smash-mouth football and a few quick passes, a slant here and there, versus Mogadore's big play, big strike ability. And without the turnover on the possession after the long kickoff return, we're probably even here at halftime. And like you said, what a joy it is to see two good teams really going at it.
Well, and as you said, I mean, obviously, so on one hand, the mistakes have hurt Mogadore. It's the turnover, but then also they had the illegal procedure on 2nd and goal on the play before that. That stretches it to 2nd and goal from the 4 to the 9. You had a couple of, I think you had an encroachment earlier. You've had a couple penalties in addition to the turnover. But I'll say this for Mogadore. Look, Maddox Smith comes off that tough fumble, and the very next drive on 3rd and 7, a 51-yard dash to the end zone. So he's a special athlete.
He sure is.
But that's a special response, too. And that's what Mogadore's done all night. And look, they're down 1 score at the ball coming out of the second half. So they continue to respond. But credit to McDonald. The Blue Devils have been great in short yardage.
Yeah.
And so many postseason games, like on 3rd and short and 4th and short, they've delivered.
Well, and they got the 230-pound running back, and they use him, but they also use him as a decoy. And as Chris was mentioning, some of those, he was calling them a scissor play, where Miller's coming back the other way after the fake to Zajac in the short yardage situations, pay big dividends. I want to move on here to a couple other things. What do you know about Hillsdale, Danville, and any idea if the winner here stacks up well with the winner of that game?
Before doing I have not done in-depth research. I guess like the cliche, I do take it one game at a time. But look, I mean, from the all-district meetings and stuff, you get a sense. I do believe the winner here would certainly compete. Now, Marion Local, I don't know. That's
you anticipated my next question. Or St. Henry, for that matter. Marion Local beat them by 7 in their game earlier this season.
Hey, the Wildcats have a positive history, though, against St. Henry.
They certainly do. And that game right now in the second quarter, Marion Local's up 7-6. So, they've got a dogfight.
They've had closer
there.
games. They have had closer games this year. So who knows? I mean, someday that streak is going to end.
Yeah. Well,
will it come this year? Who knows?
I don't think you were in the area in 2002. I may be wrong. But I certainly was, and was sitting there watching in disbelief at that game. So I know that Mogadore would love to get back there, and St. Henry would like another shot at them for
sure. There's one regret I have, it's not being there for that. I do a lot of history on my website. I'm trying to compile results, and I look at that game, and I'm like, to be able to cover a game like that, wow. I wish I was there.
Yeah, it was. And I think it is available online if you do some searching. And if you got a couple hours to kill, it's a good way to kill it. It's an amazing game. It really is.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Dennis. Oh my gosh, it'll come to me. The quarterback from that game's father is on the sidelines for Mogadore tonight. So we were talking pregame, and I was trying to get him to tell me who would be the number 1 and number 2 quarterbacks all time, and he would not commit to that, and he also would not commit to him being better than his son. Yeah, he is very smart. So I'm gonna throw you a curveball here, and I apologize, but it's been on everybody's mind that has any connection to Summit County, Portage County high school sports in the last 6 months or so. So it's my understanding there's a lot bubbling here, and something is about to come to fruition in terms, and especially for a team like Mogadore, who this year was without a league. It sounds like in 27-28 there'll be a league for them to be in. What are you hearing about that? I'm kind of running around the edges here because nobody wants to go on record yet, but you're not a member of any of those schools, so what do you know?
What I can say, definitely heard a lot of the same rumblings you have, and have definitely had a lot of conversations with various officials from different schools. There's probably a lot I can't say, but the one thing I will say is I think our chances right now are better than they've been in a long time to fix this thing. I think there is real positive momentum here, and I think we have a real chance here in the next month or two to get these teams back together. I think this is the best chance that I've seen since the original PTC split up and into two divisions, and it kind of caused this whole snowball. I think we are, put it this way, I'm paying close attention. I think this is as serious as it's been. I think there's a real shot. Yeah,
I had a couple different sources that have both alluded to the fact that it could happen as early as a couple weeks even. It just depends on the process that they're working through with the various school districts and crossing T's and dotting I's. But I know for a lot of the teams, there's some regret that the Portage County League ever fell apart in the first place, right? And now those teams are spread out over 4 or 5 or more different leagues, and it's kind of like a bad romance. I think they all miss each other to some degree, right?
Well, look, like with apologies to your listeners for being vague before, because nobody likes some people are vague, so I apologize about that. But I think that the two things I can definitely say, I know there's a lot that I had to dance around.
Yeah, you and me both. We're being careful.
Yeah, but first of all, one, I think the odds are as good as they've been. But two, I think, look, without revealing what anyone has told me, I think the two things I can tell you that are common sense are this. The mileage of the current setup is terrible. You've got local teams traveling way out there, and it just doesn't really make sense when hypothetically Waterloo and Southeast or Crestwood and Garfield could just play each other, right?
Right.
So the mileage is clear, and then the gates are clear. I think if you don't even need to talk to the athletic departments. If you've been to high school games in Portage County in the last several years, just look at what your own eyes have told you. I've been to a lot of games where there have not been many people in the crowd.
Yeah.
Because a lot of our teams are currently in leagues with faraway teams, and no one's to blame for that. But
and
it's just
traditional rivalries also in many cases, right?
Yeah, so if Grand Valley's playing Crestwood on a Tuesday night in basketball, or if Youngstown Liberty's playing Garfield on a Wednesday, that's a long trip. It's no one's fault, but those are just long trips, and those have hurt gates. Right? And as you said, there's just not the same sizzle to that as there is to a Mogadore Rootstown game, right?
Yeah.
So I think common sense would tell, and I think a lot of our schools are feeling like, hey, maybe there's a better way. Maybe there's a better way.
Well, I think you and I both clearly are hoping something gets worked out for the betterment of all. So we'll both keep our eyes on that and eventually be able to say a little more than what we're saying right now. And you don't need to make any apologies for being vague, because I'm trying to be careful as well. So I'm going to ask you one more time to turn and look at. So we don't even technically have this award, but I am going to give the Fifth Dimension Radio's award for Media Personality Halftime Guest of the Year to Jonah Rosenblum. Thanks so much.
Wow.
Thank you. What a great opportunity to get to talk to you again, Jonah. And thanks. I know you're a busy guy. We're going to let you get back to it. Thanks for stopping by the booth. And in the case of Mogadore, at least, hopefully we'll see you again next week. But
that'd be wonderful. And hey,
the
this
second
is a lot
half
of fun.
will tell the tale, right?
This is a lot of fun. I would do this anytime with you guys.
Yeah.
This is a blast. And for anyone who, I'm sure my wife is thinking, why the heck do I have to listen to my husband on radio? So, whatever she might say, but this has been a lot of fun. Anytime.
Most of us have a face for radio. I mean, this young man, he could be on television, no problem. Hey, thanks again. Really appreciate it. We're going to take this time out, and we'll be back with some more thoughts on the first half, and Chris and I will check the scoreboard before we get ready here in the second half. Thanks, Jonah.
Thank you.
Horse racing is a great sport, and now you can have a horse in the race, own a little, and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning horse ownership experience. Purchase as little as 1% of a racehorse and pay a set monthly fee. No surprises, modest investment, low risk, and completely accessible and transparent operations. TheStable.ca offers a unique, engaging racehorse ownership experience and features great customer service and consistent updates about your horse. Our innovative video production team tracks your horse's training progress, and clients are encouraged to visit the horses at any time. TheStable.ca is right for harness racing, and if you want to have a horse in the race, it's right for you too. For more information about The Stable, email Anthony at thestable.ca or call 519-400-4263.
So, whoa, I'm a little hot there. We're back at halftime at Boleant Stadium in Nordonia, where Mogadore trails McDonald 21-14. Ron Whitmer, Chris Canova with you on Fifth Dimension Radio. And Chris, you said there's all kinds of scores flooding in. So
there are. So a big one for a local team. Avon up 21-6 over Highland in the second quarter. A big game for this region. The winner of this game will play the Hillsdale-Danville winner. Hillsdale's up 19-14 over Danville. Walsh 14, Hoban 7. Halftime, Massillon Big Walnut tied at 14 going into halftime. With 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Some regional games, Glenville up 28-7 over Perry. CVCA, a local team, up 21-14 over Villa Angela St. Joseph. That's in the second quarter. And then also regional game, Mooney up on Girard 21-7.
So thanks for that. And Jonah and I, in our talk, briefly mentioned, so in 2002, the Mogadore State Championship game, the huge comeback down in Massillon over St. Henry, and there are those around the state who are calling tonight St. Henry Marion local game the Division 7 State Championship. Most people thinking that that Marion local is a clear favorite. Well, I got news for you. We got a ball game. St. Henry leads Marion local 18-7 at the half.
And
so how interesting would it be if St. Henry moves on and if Mogadore can come back and move on and 23 years later revisit that,
wouldn't that be cool?
One of the great, if not the greatest, in terms of entertainment value, high school football game in the history of the state of Ohio.
Yeah, I mean, I was fortunate to be at that game and see the big halftime lead and total dominance of that team over Mogadore, and just the ability. Well, frankly, it's this Mogadore program, right? It always seems to be. They're always here or close to this game. And this year they have a little bit difficult path because they're scheduled. They're not in a league currently, and they have to play teams they're not traditionally used to playing. They play some, bigger schools. Many of these Division 7 schools. I can't speak tonight. I'm sorry, Ron. Many of these schools they're playing are playing entirely Division 6 and Division 7 teams, and you can tell they're not affected by the speed or the size of McDonald. And frankly, if I could just just give you some stats for the first half.
Sure.
I know you've been talking for 10 minutes. So first half stats, Mogadore, believe it or not, has 153 yards rushing. It's just that their drives have been so quick. One pass attempt that I have for 2 yards for a total of 155 yards. Lehner with 31 yards, Smith with 60, and Benedum with 63. Then you go to McDonald and 110 yards of total of rushing offense. Their leading back currently is Miller with 69 yards, but certainly they've used Crumpet effectively the first half, and he ended the half or their last scoring drive with a 16-yard rush. So the difference really in yardage is in passing, and McDonald has passed 10 times for 96 yards, so a total of 206 yards in total offense. That's me, Bob. That's not you. Sorry. In total offense, so 206 yards McDonald and 155 for Mogadore. The big difference, I mentioned this before we took a break, is the penalty yards. 25 yards against Mogadore, one of which was a 15-yard face mask.
Yeah.
That resulted in the first down and allowed McDonald to go in and score. And, of course, the other play that we've talked about a couple times was that big fumble. But still a close game. Mogadore gets the ball in the second half, and they're out early. I mean, they're out with, they were out probably 3 or 4 minutes ago. They're ready to go. And I think Coach Adorni is going to have them ready to play. I'm curious to see what happens on this first drive for them. McDonald, on the other hand, I think if their coach is preaching anything at halftime, it's got to be defense. Mogador's done an effective job of breaking the first, second, and third tackle, and once they break that line of scrimmage, they are off to the races. So the speed difference is clear, and it's going to be a fun second half. The first half was fun, and you called it, 2 heavyweight fighters going at it, and I'm just looking forward to seeing what happens.
And we'll do just that, but we're going to squeeze in a word from our friends at Screen Print Original, and we'll be back with the second half kickoff.
Tired of boring off-the-rack tees? Want to express your unique style or promote your business? How about create an unforgettable memory? Call us at Screen Print Original, 330-414-1635, 330-414-1635. We bring ideas to life. We offer high-quality DTF transfers on a variety of apparel, ensuring vibrant colors and lasting designs, from custom creations to bulk orders, all for you. If you have an idea, give us a call at 330-414-1635, 330-414-1635. You can also drop us a line at screenprintoriginal@gmail.com. We look forward to serving you.
Back here for second half action from Nordonia. Anthony kicks it away for the McDonald Blue Devils, and it's fielded and apparently with a knee down by Cade Thomas at the 22-yard line. The official is right on it. It's pretty close, but don't see any big reaction from Thomas. So unfortunately for the Wildcats, what looked like it might be an opportunity for a big return ends up not being that, and they'll have the ball first down 10 from their own 22-yard line.
Hello.
Ball to 22. Smith under center. Turns, hands to Lehner. Lehner is wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage on the left side, and we have a late flag in there, and not part of the original play, so I'm wondering if we have a personal foul. Let's see what the call is. The referees have talked on the far side, and we're going to wait. It is a personal foul, and it's going to go against McDonald, so a big play to start the second half. A no gain turns into a gain of 15 by penalty, and the Wildcats will have the ball first down 10. They're going to mark it at the 36-yard line. So we're having a little bit of a technical difficulty here, trying to get Chris back in business, and I think we are. I'm hearing a, yep, he's.
You got it?
Yep. He's in business, and so are the Wildcats. First down 10 at the 36-yard line. Smith turns, hands to Lehner. Again, met at the line and taken down after a very short gain by the interior of that line for the McDonald Blue Devils. And it looked like 77, who is Carriol, is in on that tackle. We apologize if you're getting a little feedback here from us.
I still have nothing.
You are coming across on your mic, Chris.
Oh, I am? Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't know if you're getting your headphones, but your mic's coming across. Handoff inside. This time Lehner has a hole, and he's up. A gain of about 6. It'll bring up third down and 3 for the Wildcats. Ball spotted on their 43-yard line.
So we still, to start off the second half, we have a big play or a big penalty on McDonald, and a big difference here. Montgomery Slade will run the ball.
Okay. And we've lost Mikes again. Handoff inside. He's across for the first down. We're having some audio difficulties here. I don't know if we've got a cable out. We'll continue to call the action and hopefully get us back here to where we can hear each other. At any rate, Bennerton with a pickup out to the 47. First down, 10 for the Wildcats at their own 47-yard line. Smith center. Lunges ahead, quarterback keeper. He's got a hole up the middle. He's up to the 40 and inside the 40 of McDonald. A big gain of about 14-yard line. And I'm hearing myself back now, Bob. I think we're back. They're going to spot it at the 40-yard line of McDonald. A 1st and 10 Mogadore. We apologize. Not sure if we lost you there for a minute or two. But the Wildcats moving the ball on the ground, and the big penalty certainly didn't hurt. 9:53 remaining here in the third quarter. Smith under center, full house backfield, turns, hands, and it's Lehner up the middle to about the 36-yard line.
So, I think we might have, yes. Sorry about that, guys. So, yeah, Mogadore comes right out in the second half, is running right at McDonald and doing an effective job of running, and a little bit different philosophy here, I think, for Mogadore, in that they think they can run the ball all day, and they're being effective at it.
2nd down 6, Smith under center. He pitches to Lehner, trying to get the edge. He's out across the 35, taken down at about the 32 on the far side. Original hit, looks like Krumpak on the far side for McDonald. Give him the tackle.
What a great run by Lehner there. You know, he looked like he was going to be stopped for no gain, and he turns that into a 5-yard gain and a manageable third down and 1.
Full house backfield again for the Wildcats. Smith under center. And again, a false start on that line. And Benedum is complaining that there is some...
It looks like either McDonald is giving a false count. At least that's what Mogadore is claiming.
Yeah, that's their claim. It's not resonating with the referees at this point, so that'll cost them 5 big ones again. What was 3rd and 1 turns into 3rd and 6. Benedum is not happy, so apparently they're simulating the count on the defensive side of the ball, at least according to Mogadore. And, of course, Chris and I aren't down there and have no idea.
And here we go again, right? Critical penalty at a critical time.
Right, 3rd and 1 turns into 3rd and 6. Ball at the 37-yard line. Smith under center. He pitches to Lehner. Lehner has a hole. He's up across the 30 for the 1st down, but we have another flag on the play. And that's the near side line judge. And we're moving backwards again. Another false start on Mogadore. Have to say I did not see that one. Doesn't mean it didn't happen.
You know, I don't see it. I didn't see it. And it's a little bit puzzling to me because it's pretty clear when McDonald lines up in two-back backfield that their fullback is taking off a step early and it hasn't been called yet. But, you know, hey, it's part of the game.
Another tough one for the Wildcats. Brings up 3rd and 11. Wipes out a 1st down run. Thinking pass here in the shotgun. Smith. And he drops the ball, and it's still loose on the field. I think Smith got it for Mogadore. No, they're pointing McDonald. I had a pretty good view of that, but the big man wrestled it away from him on the bottom of the pile. Again, it's the big fella, number 77, Amari Carriall, with a big play again for the Blue Devils, and they'll take over 1st and 10 on their own 48.
Well, again, right, we talked about it at halftime, and you just can't be doing those kinds of things at this stage of the game. And McDonald has made the big plays, and we'll see what happens here. But a score would be big for them at this point.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Adorney's trying to walk that one off. I don't think he's real happy with the officiating at this point. 1st down 10. Puckett. Handoff in the backfield. Coming to the near side is Krumpak. He's going to be...
You've got to be kidding me.
Run out of bounds for a loss of about a yard.
I'm sorry, Ron. That was an egregious hold. He dragged the outside defender from Mogadore down. No penalty. And that was just a bad no call. Good news is for Mogadore, they had a ton of penetration. And, they stopped him for a loss or what, no gain?
Yeah, well, again, it appeared to be a loss, but they're going to move it back up to the original line of scrimmage, 2nd down 10. Puckett under center. turns, hands to Zajac. He's got room up the middle across the 50 to about the 47. About a 5-yard gain for Zajac. And that'll bring up third down, a long 5. We'll call it 6.
So, probably the biggest play for the Wildcats so far this game, I would say. They need a big stop here to get the ball back, and we're going to see what happens. But it looks like they're picking their poison. They're not going to let Mogador, I'm sorry, I keep doing that all night long, McDonald get the outside.
Puckett with Zajac and Miller behind him. He's under center. He rolls, and he's got pressure in the backfield. Escapes that to the near side. He's across the 45, the 40, the 35, and driven out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. A great job by Puckett, who was in trouble in his offensive backfield. Escaped pressure and got a big gain down to the Mogador 29-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils.
Nice 17-yard pickup there by the quarterback. He broke a tackle or two and hit the edge, and he was off to the races. And, now it looks like McDonald is the team that's making the big plays.
And they're certainly taking advantage of miscues by Mogador, both physical and in terms of penalties. And they have a 1st down 10 at the 29 of Mogador. Going up the middle is Miller. He appeared to be stopped for no gain, but falls ahead and picks up 3.5, maybe 4 yards. Nice job by Casey Miller of fighting off the tackle.
Really impressed with Miller tonight. I mean, he's breaking. He looks a lot like Leonard did the last couple weeks, breaking the first tackle, and has enough speed after breaking that first tackle to pick up a few yards. That could have easily been a 1 or 2 yard loss.
Right. So Mogador needs to make something happen in terms of either a turnover or a defensive stop here. McDonald threatens to take the first 2-score lead of the game. Puckett under center. Motion to the near side. Handoff Zajac up the middle. He's met near the line of scrimmage, but falls ahead for a 2 or 3 yard gain. Tackle that time by Boylan for Mogador.
Again, the 1-2 punch of McDonald is the, I'm going to start saying the Blue Devils the rest of the game wrong.
There you go.
So is really something to see. The speed of Miller, the power of Zajac has controlled the game.
3rd down 4 for McDonald. Another big play for the Mogador defense. Under center is Puckett. He's looking to pass. Quick slant to Krumpak, and he appears to be short of the 1st down, about a half a yard short. It'll be 4th down and less than a yard for McDonald. And I'm going to guess they're going to go for it here. Their kicker on extra points doesn't seem to have a lot of distance.
Well, Mogador did a nice job that time of closing that space between the cornerback and the outside receiver, and held him to a 3 or 4 yard gain.
Quickly ahead to the line is Puckett. He'll turn, handoff, 1st down, and a little extra by Zajac for the Blue Devils, and they'll have it 1st and 10 at the Mogador 17-yard line.
Did a nice job of using his power, falling forward, and getting that 1st down, even though Mogador was right there to make a play. Mogador really needs a play here this series.
Yep, 4:46 remaining, 3rd quarter. Clock running. McDonald leads by 7, 21-14. 1st down 10 at the Mogador 17-yard line. Kyle Puckett under center. Hands off to Miller. He's bouncing it outside, but he's pursued in the backfield, and he's going to be taken down for a short loss on the far side.
You see right away that Mogador has made a decision. They're not going to let that happen like they did the first half, and they're getting a bunch of penetration to the outside of the offense, and really making him cut back to the rest of the defense. And great job of pursuit by the Wildcats there.
Nice tackle for loss that time by James Pollock. It'll bring up 2nd down 12. Ball at the 19. Perry to the near side for McDonald. Looking to pass is Puckett. He hits Krumpak at the 15 to the 10, and he stood up and taken down there on a nice tackle by Cade Thomas. That'll be short of the first down. It'll bring up 3rd and about 2. So what looked like it had a potential for a score, Chris, a nice job that time by Cade Thomas of standing him up and bringing up a 3rd down.
Open field tackle and just a picture-perfect tackle, drove him backwards, and another 3rd down for the Blue Devils. And Mogador needing a play. I wouldn't be surprised if they send a linebacker.
So 2 receivers to the far side. Zajac and Miller. Zajac, the up man, gets the handoff, and he's ahead for what appears to be a first down to the Mogador 6. It is a first down. First and goal, McDonald at the Mogador 6-yard line, 3:04 remaining with the clock running here in the 3rd quarter.
Just that power running again, right? Just right up the gut, following those big linemen who are doing a nice job of sealing the penetration, and Zajac falls forward again for another, 2 or 3 yard gain.
Wildcats looking for a big play here out of their defense. They've been solid all night. Puckett will pitch to Miller. Miller with a great cut at the 5-yard line and into the end zone. Miller, Chris, looked like he was going to bounce that thing outside, saw a crease, slid through it and into the end zone. And for the first time tonight, we have a 2-score lead. McDonald leads 27.
What makes that play so tough to defend is they've been faking the pitch all night and giving it to the wing back coming back in the other direction. That time they pitched the ball, and there was a clear seam, and he took advantage of it.
Anthony Larson on for the extra point for McDonald. Spots down, kick is up, and this time it's got plenty of distance. Right through the middle, and with that, the McDonald Blue Devils have taken a 28-14 lead over the Mogador Wildcats. 2:29 remaining 3rd quarter. We'll take this time out.
Hey, students and job seekers, your next big career play starts here. AkronWorks.com, your local job board powered by Jobs for Ohio's graduates. Find local jobs, connect with employers, and get hired fast. It's easy, mobile-friendly, and full of opportunity. Step up, get in the game, and visit AkronWorks.com today, because your career deserves a winning drive.
Back here at Boleant Stadium at Nordonia High School, Ron Whitmer, Chris Canova, Fifth Dimension Radio. Chris and I were just talking during the commercial about the last time that Mogador struggled with penalties and turnovers was the Elliott game that we covered. But in that case, their offense was able to overcome them each time. With a quality McDonald team, that's a little more difficult for them tonight.
Well, you called it, and Coach Adorni also said before the game that they've been in position to come back before. So we'll see what happens here.
Thomas on the return. He's across the 35 to the 40. He's outside of the 45 and clear up to the Mogador 49-yard line. Another great kickoff return by Cade Thomas. And just what the doctor ordered, he puts the Wildcats in business here. If they can strike quickly, we're right back where we were. 2:22 remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
Cade Thomas has come to play tonight, offensively, defensively, special teams, and wouldn't be surprised if they try to get him, a little bit more involved here on offense, although they're doing a great job with Lehner and Benenden.
One thing we haven't seen out of the Wildcats is the deep ball tonight. So 1st and 10. Handoff inside Lehner, and he's taken down. And he had trouble holding on to the ball. And did he fumble? He did. Who has possession? It looks like Mogador does. I haven't seen anybody pointing thus far. The officials are talking about it. And
well, if they didn't see the fumble,
it's going to stick with Mogador right at midfield. So 2nd down 9.
Well, I mean, it was just the exchange was the problem. I'm not sure he ever had the ball. Lucky to get that back.
Mogador is struggling a little bit with the size there up front for McDonald. In the shotgun is Smith. He's going to take it up the middle, and he's got no room. A loss of about 1. Back to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, it's worth noting too, Ron, when I went outside at halftime, there is a slight mist It's definitely wet, and the first time, we talked about this earlier, we haven't seen rain all year during game time.
Yeah.
So, that could be a factor for sure.
Right. You can see a little sheen on the artificial turf. Bowser had the tackle that time for McDonald, so a big 3rd down 10 coming up. Smith in the shotgun, looking to pass. Downfield, and boy, he didn't see him, and a late flag. Chris, he had...
Well, what happened there is, they threw a pass down the seam. The ball was probably 5-7 yards over the receiver's head. Took 2 or 3 steps after the incompletion, and the safety, unfortunately, was trying to be aggressive and laid a big hit, and clearly a personal foul.
Yeah. Hendrickson was the name I was looking for, was wide open down the seam on the near side, but Smith didn't see him. But the flags are around the 30, another big officials conference here.
Well,
but all of a sudden, are they picking up this flag?
Oh, I can't imagine.
What? No, they are not. Mogador,
Blue
somebody
Devil,
lost some equipment. That's why they were walking backwards.
The Blue Devil fans are upset on the side of the field, but that was clearly a personal foul.
Yeah.
No intention by the safety by any means, but he's trying to make a play as well.
So let me ask you this, Chris. Where the flag was thrown is where they're putting the ball down. Is that not yardage?
I think they marked it 15 yards. I couldn't tell because they were conferencing.
I don't think they did. I wish we had a replay. Smith back to pass at his own 45, looking in the end zone. He's got a man open, and is it caught in the corner? It is. Cade Thomas, with the big playability of Mogador, strikes from 36 yards out, and the Wildcats are right back in it at 28-20, 1:06 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. A nice ball, and again, we talked about this last week. Cade Thomas tracks the ball as a receiver as good as any high school player I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, he seals off the defender so well, and we just talked about him, right? Like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, having a heck of a night. Tyler Pendergast on to attempt the extra point for Mogador. Spot is low. Kick is up. Kick is good. A great job again by Thomas, who took that low snap.
Right, he did.
And got it up on the tee for Pendergast to drill it home. And at 1:06 remaining in the 3rd quarter, McDonald leads Mogador 28-21. We'll be back after this message.
Curious about Rotary? Come see what we're all about. Port Summit Rotary meets with a mix of fun, friendship, and service. You'll find welcoming people, meaningful projects, and maybe even your new passion. Your first lunch is on us. Visit portsummitrotary.org and then stop in. We'd love to see you.
So we're back here at Boleant Stadium. Chris has an important announcement to make here.
This game has been so exciting. I have not had a chance to mention the glowing batons that the Blue Devils have. Quite impressive, but not the fireworks we've seen out here in the field.
Yeah, what a really, really well played. I mean, you use that term. A hard fought, I think, is a better description. Game of two teams that are pretty doggone evenly matched, and with 1:06 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, Mogador is pulled back within 7. They trail 28-21 to a really good McDonald Blue Devil team. So Pendergast will kick it off from his own 40. This time it's a low line drive coming down to at the 20 to the 30, 35. There's a hole up the middle across the 40 to the 45. A really nice run back that time by Perry for the Blue Devils. And he's had a nice night on both sides of the ball. That's Josh Perry.
So where do they say?
I'm sorry, Jordan Perry.
I'm sorry, Ron. What do they say? They say defense wins championships when it comes down to the end of the game. And, Mogador is going to need, 2 stops. And which defense is going to come in this last minute of the 3rd quarter and the 4th quarter and make that play?
Yeah, and they'd love to get a turnover here. There's no doubt. First down 10 for McDonald. Handoff inside to Perry. Perry across the 50 where he's taken down on a nice open field tackle, that time by Connor Lehner.
Well, a nice job sealing off that inside linebacker again by by the Blue Devils and pick up 3 yards, and they're always going forward. I don't think that they've had. I have them, I think, as 2 negative plays, and both those were for 1 yard losses. Doing a great job controlling the line of scrimmage.
Ball just across the midfield stripe, 2nd down and a short 7. Pitch to the far side to Zajac. He's across the 45, falls ahead to the 44, where it'll be 3rd down and a yard for McDonald.
Is that Zajac or was that Miller?
Zajac, yeah.
The difference there is the cornerback or the outside linebacker for Mogador took the wrong inside path, opened up the outside seam, and next thing you know, it's, a 7-yard gain.
And that brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Our score after 3, McDonald 28, Mogador 21. We'll be right back.
The Mogador Athletic Boosters proudly support all Wildcat student athletes. We gladly provide new uniforms, state-of-the-art equipment, and funding for team camps, in addition to other program needs. We invite you to follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay abreast of meeting times, fundraisers, and other upcoming club events. Please consider attending a future Mogador Athletic Booster meeting to see how you can help to support our amazing student athletes. We wish the team success tonight and all the way down the tournament trail. Let's go, Cats!
Hey, before we get too much further tonight, Chris, I want to thank our host here at Nordonia High School, the night staff here in the press. First of all, they have a beautiful facility here, not just the stands, but the press box, which is, of course, our main interest. So we want to thank them. Underway here, handoff up the middle to Miller, and he's got a quick 8-9 yards on 3rd and 1.
Well, again, they come out fast, and they went on the first touch of the quarterback to the center, and Mogador wasn't ready, and they paid the price there.
Yeah, nor was your announcer here. That was very quick. So, good job by McDonald catching Mogador and me on our heels. 1st down 10, ball at the 37-yard line. Puckett. Pitch to Miller. He's got running room up the middle. He's crossed the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, a 36-yard touchdown run by Casey Miller for the McDonald Blue Devils. And just like that, they've extended that lead to 2 scores once again. Very impressed with this Miller, Chris. That's not where the play was designed to go, but he saw a cutback that he took and
it's
burst
hard.
ahead.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting there, Ron, but Zajac ran the ball the play before that. Totally different speed. The levels.
Anthony on for the extra point. A low kick, but again, over the crossbar to give McDonald. Well, we got a whistle and a flag. Nobody's leaving just yet. And something apparently against Mogador. So the kick is going to stand. 11:30 remaining. McDonald leads 35-21. We'll take this time out and come back and tell you what happened on that flag.
If your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, "I'll get around to it someday," Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Or if you're in retirement and want a second opinion, let's talk. Edward Jones financial advisor Vince Rosnack can help. Stop by or call Vince today at 234-571-9913 to set an appointment. Or stop by the office at 529 Canton Road in Ellett, across from Eastgate Plaza.
Back here at Nordonia, McDonald has taken a 35-21 lead. The flag that we mentioned before the break was a personal foul for a chop block against Mogador against the defense. So that'll move the ball up to the Mogador 45 for the kickoff for McDonald. And Chris, you had a thought about McDonald's offense.
Yeah, it looks like the running backs are a half step before the count, and we're a little bit away from the action, but it's been fairly consistent all night, and I'm just wondering if they're going, if the snap is no count or what, but it certainly looks like they're moving before the ball is snapped.
And just during our little break here, the rain is beginning to become less a mist and more of a nice steady rain here. So 11:30 remaining. Mogadore will receive the kick. It's a low squibber fielded on the far side by Thomas across the 15, and he can't quite get to the 20. He's up to about the 17. So the Mogadore offense is going to have to kick it in gear here. They need 2 scores with 11:25 remaining. And I'll say this, and I'm not saying that it's been good, bad, or otherwise, but most of the yellow on the field tonight has gone against the Wildcats, and you can say that, you know, they got to be a little more disciplined, and I'm sure that that's the case. But they're also have taken at least a couple of tough calls that have gone against them.
They certainly have, and they really haven't been able to weather the storm yet, right? Speaking of a storm, it is coming down.
Yeah, it's starting to come down pretty good now. So first down 10 for Mogadore. Ball on the 18. Smith in the shotgun. He'll keep the ball running to the left, trying to get outside. He does. He's across the 20 to about the 23-yard line where he's upended. Give him a gain of about 4, maybe 5. They're going to spot him at the 23, so that'll be a gain of 5. Second down 5.
That was pretty much all Smith there. You know, he made a play, broke a tackle, was close to getting the edge. Unfortunately for Mogadore, that didn't happen, but still a nice game.
But they're going to have to pick up the pace here.
Yeah, they are.
Smith in the shotgun with Benedum alongside him. Quick pass outside to Lehner, who breaks one tackle. He's out to the 30, still on his feet, 35, to the 40, to the 45. He's taken down by the helmet at about the 48-yard line. They're going to put it at the 49. Connor Lehner with a big run after the catch. Just the play that the Wildcats needed. They've got it 1st and 10 near midfield at their own 49-yard line. 10:34 remaining. Clock running.
Yeah, that's a smart move, right? Get Lehner in space, and they were able to do it that time. Nice play call by Coach Adorni and his staff, and of course Lehner is going to make them pay if he has any space at all.
So Thomas and Hendrickson to the near side, rolling to the near side, flag on the play. Pass to Lehner is caught and dropped at the 20-yard line of McDonald, and looks like, what do we have this time? We have a false start, in which case why didn't they blow it dead? I'm not sure. Maybe it wasn't a false start. Maybe it was.
Well, he motioned
they
false
set up
start.
wrong. Yeah.
I guess it could be that if they didn't have enough linemen or people on the line of scrimmage.
So 5-yard penalty, and McDonald will accept that penalty. It'll bring up first down again. 15, 10:06 remaining. So Lehner was open that time, and Smith hit him. But as you mentioned, the rain's coming down pretty good now, and Lehner had a little trouble bringing it in. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. So we have trips to the near side this time in the shotgun. Smith dropping the pass. Now rolling out to the far side. He's running towards the sideline, and he gets the 5 yards back and at least another one. And wow, another not good spot on the far side, costing Smith at least a yard or two.
You know, Mogadore has to make plays. I mean, that's the bottom line, and you know, whether it's, you know, you can't blame it on the officials at this point in time, but
no. And when I said not good spot, what I should have said meant was not favorable spot.
Well, I wasn't talking about
back to Smith to pass. He's going to pull it down. He's under pressure. He's hit, and I think they're going to call that an incomplete pass. Or are they? Did he hold on to it? I thought he got rid of it.
I thought he got rid of it as well.
But they're marking it back where he was hit.
Are you kidding me?
And the McDonald fan wants to know if they're kidding him. I don't think they were. So it was an incompletion.
I don't think these officials are about that tonight. But,
no. So it's an incomplete. 3rd down 10. Mogador has got to make something happen here. It's 9:49 remaining in the ball game. 3rd and 10 from their own 49-yard line. Hendrickson wide to the near side. Rolling this way is Smith. He's going to pass it, and it's picked off. A nice job that time by Casey Miller, who read that pass the whole way for McDonald. Stepped in front of Thomas and ran out of bounds on the near side. Coach Williams is right in the face of one of the officials. I'm not sure what that's about, because it was an interception, and McDonald will take over on their own 46-yard line.
Well, if he's been doing that the whole night, it's working. Coach Williams, that is.
Yeah.
And
he's still jawing at the official.
He's all over the official. Well, you know, it's that time, right? Mogador has to get a big play. At the very least, has to make a stop here. And a little bit surprised they went away from the run so quickly here. A lot of time in the fourth quarter, but we're going to see what happens. Mogador is going to need to, be more aggressive perhaps on the defensive side of the ball.
Smith had a man open, but he did not see Miller coming, breaking on the ball. 1st down 10, McDonald turn, handoff up the middle to Zajac. He's ahead for about 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down 7. Ball will be put down at the 49-yard line of McDonald. They lead 35-21. I want to remind you, McDonald comes into this game undefeated on the season. This is a very good football team, and should they hang on here, should be real interesting to see how it works out next week against the winner of the Hillsdale and Danville game, and we'll try to update you on that as we're able. 2nd down, called a long 6 from the 50-yard line. Pitch to Miller, running wide to the right. Again, nice cut back up the middle. Picks up 2 or 3 yards where there was nothing. Mogador's Dylan Benedum with the tackle.
Miller's had a great night. 121 yards thus far, and has that little hop step and that quickness that is giving Mogador fits. So another, I'm not sure how many times I've said this tonight, but another big 3rd down for the Wildcat defense here. They got to make a stop.
Yeah, and beyond just the stop, hopefully for their sake, a stop for no gain or a tackle for a loss here to make it not a 4th and less than 1, which we've seen a couple of times tonight. Under center, the pitch to the near side, Zajac across. Well, he's taken down. Play. He was about to cross the 45, and a great job that time by Connor Lehner with a shoestring tackle. And that'll be a gain of maybe a half a yard. So it'll be 4th down and about 3. Great job by Lehner. Stepping up when he really needed to.
Lehner's 5'10", 170 probably, 180, and bringing down a much bigger guy in 6'2", what is he, 220? He's a big guy. Yeah,
they list Lehner at 205. It doesn't appear to be that heavy. Puckett under center for McDonald. Going in motion was Miller, and either the wrong play or they want to change something, but the quarterback, Puckett, takes the timeout. 4th down and 3, and Chris may be right. They may be changing to the punt. We'll take this opportunity, take a quick timeout to hear from our friends at Jobs for Ohio's Graduates.
Summit County. Ready to score big in your career? Check out AkronWorks.com, your local job board powered by Jobs for Ohio's Graduates. It's mobile friendly, easy to use, and full of opportunities to connect with local employers. Whether you're looking to get hired or hire talent, JOG makes it simple. Don't wait on the sidelines. Visit AkronWorks.com today and take your career to the end zone.
7:27 remaining, 4th quarter. Mogador down 2 scores. A big 4th down here. Just as we headed to break, Chris mentioned they may be thinking about sending on their punt team. The punter is Brady Klockner, number 12. So let's see if we see him out there, Chris. It actually looks like the offensive backfield.
It sure does.
Are they going to try to draw Mogador offside, or are they actually going to run a play here? They are going to run a play. Handoff inside or outside the around the near side is Krumpak. And he got enough for the first down before he got out of bounds at about the 41. Nice play call that time, again for McDonald.
Right. Coach Williams, made the decision. They're going to win the game. They're not going to rely on their defense, which, has struggled tonight at moments. But nice play. They sealed the outside. One-on-one opportunity for Mogador, and a defensive back coming up and trying to tackle Zajac is just not going to happen very often.
Under center, Puckett turns, hands to Zajac across the 40, the 35, down to the 30, still on his feet, and finally taken down at about the 32-yard line by Connor Lehner, but not until Zajac picks up the big first down. Chris, before the game we talked a bit, and you called it both teams having the three-headed monster, and so far the McDonald's three heads are slightly outplaying the Mogador three heads, and you put that together with Mogador having a couple of big mistakes that have hurt them, and you've got a two-score game that, unless Mogador can come up with a really big play here soon on defense, could turn into a three-score game. Puckett under center. He'll hand again to the end coming on the near side. Crumpack again. He gets away from the first tackle, taken down by the second tackler for Mogador on the tackle.
And that play was a perfect example of the confusion that misdirection gives to the defense, because we saw it. Mogador had penetration. The actual defensive lineman ran into the running back, didn't know he had the ball,
right,
because he was going the opposite direction. So it's given Mogador some problems, and they've done a nice job for the most part, but McDonald is doing a great job of using all four downs every series.
And I think those big fellows up front are starting to wear him down, too. Again, handoff to Miller. He has a nice cut in the hole. He's across the 20 to the 15, inside the 15, and finally brought down at about the 11-yard line. That's another McDonald first down with 6:05 remaining and a two-score lead. Mogador, and we said this a couple of times already, is in dire need of a big defensive stop not just stop, but hopefully in their case, the turnover is what they're looking for. Clock still running.
They sure
McDonald, are. Obviously in no hurry to snap the ball here.
Slowed their pace. They're being smart with the football. They're going right at Mogador. They're taking the 3 yards, and it's being effective.
Puckett. Hands off straight ahead to Zajac. Nothing fancy that time. Just plowed straight ahead. Picked up about 4 yards. Maybe 3. Called second down 7.
It's not terribly obvious, but Zajac's at 75 yards, and he's done that mostly on 3-yard gains.
Yeah, 3-4 yards at a time, but they're punishing yards, Chris.
They are.
He's forcing these guys to give everything they got to get him on the ground.
You called that right.
Puckett. Second down 7. Looking at the play clock. Hands off. Crumpack coming around again. This time he's going to get into the end zone for the McDonald touchdown, and that could be the clincher right there. An 8-yard run by Josh Crumpack. Crumpack is a 5'11", 150-pound sophomore, one of the few underclassmen for the McDonald Blue Devils, and he's listed and plays from the end position, but you could tell me, Chris, he's probably got 8 or 9 carries on the night.
He does. Oh, he has 7 carries for
7 carries.
Yeah,
okay.
7, but they've all been effective, right?
Yeah.
He's only had 1 play for loss. That's the second TD.
Anthony on for the extra point. Kick is high and good. And with that, the Blue Devils have doubled up the Wildcats. They lead Mogador 42-21, 4:51 remaining. We'll be back after this timeout.
The Mogadore Athletic Boosters proudly support all Wildcat student athletes. We gladly provide new uniforms, state-of-the-art equipment, and funding for team camps, in addition to other program needs. We invite you to follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay abreast of meeting times, fundraisers, and other upcoming club events. Please consider attending a future Mogadore Athletic Booster meeting to see how you can help to support our amazing student athletes. We wish the team success tonight and all the way down the tournament trail. Let's go Cats!
Back here at Boleant Stadium at Nordonia High School, Ron Whitmer, Chris Canova on Fifth Dimension Radio, where McDonald has taken a 42-21 lead over Mogadore. We want to extend our thanks to the Mogadore Athletic Boosters for supporting us here in the playoff run of their Wildcats. Really makes it a lot easier for us to be able to bring these games to you. So hats off to the Athletic Boosters. Please support their projects, and we'll be happy to see them come basketball season. We'll talk about that a little bit in our wrap-up show. Kickoff is a roller to the 25-yard line where it's picked up by Thomas, and he spun down at about the 38-yard line by number 5 for...
Well, I think the difference clearly has been the change of pace backs of the Blue Devils. They have the big, strong running back that just pounds you all night long. They have Miller with quick feet, quick burst, has some speed as well. And then you throw in the misdirection, and Crumpet, while he only has 33 yards, to your point, Ron, has been really, really effective.
Yeah. First down, Mogadore. Smith hands the Laner up the middle. Laner across the 45 to the 50 to the 40 to the 30. He's to the 25-20 and knocked out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. A huge run for the Wildcats. And I'll do the math here real quick.
53 yards.
Yep, 53 for Connor Laner. And unfortunately, it appears it may be a little bit too little too late, but a great run by Laner. And the Wildcats are in business with 4:34 remaining here in the fourth quarter. They trail by 3 scores. They want to get in the end zone as quickly as they can here. Full house backfield. Smith turns, hands to Laner. He's pushed ahead for a gain of about 3. That'll bring up 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line. So that ball was just inside the 10. Making it a goal-to-go situation.
Laner again with a nice run. Not really much there. Gets 3 yards. 108 yards on the night for Laner.
Yeah, on what some would consider an off night for him.
Right.
Rolling to the far side is Maddox Smith, throwing into the end zone. A man open and a nice defensive play on the ball by Krumpak. Well, apparently not as nice as I thought because a flag comes out. He was... man for man against Hendrickson in the far side for Mogadore, and they're going to be called for pass interference. So that'll be a half the distance call.
That may be the first time I agree with the fans on the side tonight, but a couple things happened there. Smith threw the ball too late, and it's coming down. Or it was coming down. The ball is wet and just out of reach of the receiver. And then, of course, the penalty, after the fact, which was at best questionable.
So the half the distance call puts the ball just inside the 4, and I thought would make an automatic first down. Chris, you can tell me if the high school rules are different. Smith to pass into the end zone, batted up in the air and picked off by number 18 for the Blue Devils, and that is Quinn Schmidt with what should be the capper for the Blue Devils. And a little hot out of the hand of Smith. Too hard to handle. Ball was battered up in the air, and Schmidt was right there to take it away for the Blue Devils. Right. They'll get the ball back, first down and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Well, to answer your question on the interference call in high school, it's 15 yards. In that particular instance, it was half the distance, and there's no first down option. So not much of a benefit there for Mogadore, and great play of the defense.
Inconsequential, as it turns out. Hey, an update on the other game for the fans of McDonald to be aware of. Danville in the third quarter has taken a 20-19 lead over Hillsdale. Danville went into that game with 5 losses on the year. Puckett under center. Hands up the middle, Zajac, and he stood up at the interior of that Mogador line. Looked like number 50 for Mogador.
Well, at this point,
Caden Smith.
McDonald is happy to just take the 40 seconds and move on to the next play.
And they will do just that. They're going to give him about a half a yard on the play. We'll call it second down 9, 3:23. Clock still rolling here. So it does appear that McDonald will move on, but it's very much up in the air as to who they'll play, with Danville with a 1-point lead in the third quarter. Puckett pitches to Zajac. He's got some running room across the 30 to the 35 and pulled down from behind by Maddox Smith, but not until he has a big gain out to the 42-yard line. So Mogador just wearing down at this point, Chris.
Yeah, they are.
We talked pregame that, who was going to win that battle of the big line for McDonald against the smaller, quicker Mogador line. And as the game has progressed, I think and Coach Williams seemed pretty confident of this in the pregame that he could wear them down.
Right, he did.
And to me, that along with the mistakes Mogador has made is what's made what was a really good and still is a good game, but has made it apparent who's going to win at this point. Miller with the run across the 40, across the 50, he's breaking free and still on his feet down to the 34-yard line of Mogador. Actually, they'll put him down at the 35. First down 10 for McDonald, 2:24 remaining.
What a night for Casey Miller. He's at over 150 yards, and Mogador just doesn't have the answer for either of those backs. Zajac's about ready to go over 100 yards as well. He has 98. It's just a dominating performance by that offensive line, and they just wear on you. To your point, you're right.
Yeah. And who Casey Miller reminds me of a little bit is Connor Lehner on the other side of the ball. And handoff this time to Zajac up the middle. He stood up after about a 3-yard gain. Pollock among many in on the tackle for Mogador.
And that puts him over 100 yards as well. So between those two backs, they have 164 yards in rushing. You add in a couple, odd running plays, and you're talking about a 200-yard rushing. 300-yard rushing performance by the Blue Devils, which is, hey, you rush for 300 yards, you're rarely going to get beat.
Exactly. They're very impressive, very big, very experienced, senior-laden team, and they are going on to the state Final Four. Puckett under center. And he'll turn and hand to Zajac again. He stood up again and taken down at the bottom of the pile. Looks like Pollock again from Mogador. Pollock has had 7 tackles, I think I have him for at this point. A nice job, but unfortunately for James Pollock, he's in the middle of that action.
Well, another thing too, right?
Where he's got to make the tackle because they're pounding it right at him.
If I count total plays here, I would say that McDonald has run twice as many, maybe over that.
Yeah, I'm going to guess maybe 3 times as many, Chris. So they're going to take a knee here, knee it out. Puckett takes the knee with 26 seconds, then running down the McDonald Blue Devils in impressive fashion over a very good and game Mogador Wildcat team are going to move on to the state Final Four, and there's a celebration down on the field as the clock's running down. Our hats off to the McDonald Blue Devils as they move on to face the winner of Danville and Hillsdale. Danville leading in the third quarter 20-19. Coming up, our post-game show, and we'll announce our Cambria's Bistro player of the game and take a look at scores from around the area and talk a little bit about that round ball. Bob Felmley has the look of, I'm not ready for no round ball.
Well, well-deserved victory by...
triple his pay, right, Bob?
Right.
Go ahead, Chris.
No, I was well-deserved victory by this McDonald Blue Devil team, Coach Williams and his staff, clearly had them prepared, knew exactly what they wanted to do. They used, 3 and 4 downs every time the first down markers were set, dominated the line of scrimmage, ran 2-to-1 plays, more than that actually, have 312 yards rushing, 110 yards passing, and, when you give up over 420 yards in total offense to the other team, it's tough to get that victory. And Mogador really relied on the big play tonight. It was effective in the first half, not effective at all in the second half. And the penalties certainly didn't help. I'm sure Maddox Smith would want this game back to do over, but a couple turnovers, a couple interceptions. But give credit to McDonald, right? They're the ones that made him do that. Yeah. So good on them. And I tell you what, especially at the Division 7 level, you don't often see the rushing attack along with effective passing, and clearly they can do both.
Very impressive game for the McDonald Blue Devils. Hey, we're going to take this timeout, hear from our friends at Cambria's Bistro, and we'll be back and announce the player of the game and take a look at a few halftime stats and some scores from around the state tonight in what is a regional final night across the state.
Hi, this is Ronnie Kemmer, owner of Cambria's Bistro. We are located in the heart of downtown Wadsworth at 132 Main Street. Cambria's Bistro is a family-owned establishment that brings together the best of two worlds, the rich traditions of Italian cuisine and the contemporary favorites of a pub and grill. Reservations are not required but recommended by calling 330-331-5282 or 330-331-5357. We offer a casual dining atmosphere that is great for a family dinner, date night, or a special celebration. We feature a wonderful wine list with selections from Sicily to Napa Valley. We also have a great bar menu with specialty cocktails, many beers, on-tap beers, ciders, and seltzers. Cambria's Bistro also features San Pellegrino sparkling water. We are located in the heart of downtown Wadsworth at 132 Main Street. Come see us soon.
Welcome back here to Boleant Stadium at Nordonia High School, where the Mogador Wildcats have fallen in the regional final to the McDonald Blue Devils 42-21. So some housekeeping to do here. We'll take a look at our scoreboard. So I wasn't supposed to be here tonight. My other part-time, they call him side hustle, is a scorekeeper for the Talmadge High School girls, who opened their season tonight and had a big 52-37 victory over the Louisville Leopards, Lady Leopards. So I want to send my good wishes to the Lady Wildcats tonight, and I'll be back with you for the rest of the season. But congratulations to Coach Tony Whitmer and the Lady Blue Devils. So on to tonight, Chris. On any other night, the big plays of Mogador would have been enough to put people away, right? And it had them in the game tonight, but as you said just before break, it was the mistakes, both penalties and turnovers, that made this game look like it was less of a game, in my mind, to what it really was, which was a well-fought game.
It was a well-fought game. You called it. The difference really is the turnovers. They had 4 turnovers, and tough to win any game like that. And when you're playing a team as talented, if not a bit more talented, it's even tougher. Just giving you a quick summary of yards: 256 yards rushing for Mogador, 62 yards passing. So for over 300 yards of offense. Again, a pretty good offensive night for them. They were kind of forced to do things they weren't comfortable with in the third and fourth quarter.
Right.
But that being said, that's all thanks to the offensive effort by McDonald, which was 312 yards rushing and 110 yards passing and over 400 yards of offense for the McDonald's Blue Devils. And just they spread the wealth. You have Perry, the receiver, with a TD. You have Krumpick, as you said earlier, Ron, with effective running, 2 TDs, 33 yards, and then got to give a huge shout out to Casey Miller, the senior, with 161 yards rushing. And of course, we can't forget Drew Zajac with 104 yards rushing, and they passed effectively for 110 yards. So, they rushed the ball, they passed the ball, and I think they had one penalty the entire night, maybe two.
That was my point when you were done telling us how well they did statistically was that they didn't make mistakes either, right? One penalty that I can recall, the one maybe a second one for unsportsmanlike, and no turnovers. So
they played a.
That speaks to victory most nights, and it did again tonight.
It certainly did, and what an impressive team effort.
We want to wish the best of luck to Coach Dan Williams and his McDonald, the Blue Devils, as they look forward to next week's matchup against either Danville or Hillsdale. And the winner of that game most likely will end up playing in the state championship game against either St. Henry or Marion Local.
So Hillsdale goes ahead in the fourth quarter with 3:30 to go, 25-20 over Danville. Another regional score here. Big Walnut over Massillon early in the fourth quarter, 27-21. And I'm trying to just find a few more scores for you guys. But Walsh absolutely handling Archbishop Hoban, 35-7. CVCA doing the same thing to Villa Angela St. Joseph, 42-7. And, we're going to have some regional representation from the area, which is great. Unfortunate for the Wildcats that they're not going to be a part of it. Looks like Highland is going down to Avon, 36-19 with 6:29 to go in the fourth quarter. I think that might be the... Am I missing any of the local scores? I don't think so.
I think you got them all. Some other well-known schools from around the state, especially in the western and southwestern part from the MAC tonight, game we've been keeping our eye on. A final. St. Henry takes down top-ranked Marion Local 24-7. So St. Henry will move on to the semifinals. And a big one in the Cincinnati area, I know, and it's not over. I believe this one was moved to Paycor Stadium where the Bengals play. Elder in the late third quarter leading St. Xavier 34-28. A little bit of a surprise to me, but I'm not down there watching these games that often. But St. X usually at this time of year is a tough nut to crack. So keep an eye on that. I think we got bills still here to pay, Chris. So let's take this time out. We'll come back. We'll put a wrap on the football season and briefly talk about round ball season.
Horse racing is a great sport, and now you can have a horse in the race. Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning horse ownership experience. Purchase as little as 1% of a racehorse and pay a set monthly fee. No surprises, modest investment, low risk, and completely accessible and transparent operations. TheStable.ca offers a unique, engaging racehorse ownership experience and features great customer service and consistent updates about your horse. Our innovative video production team tracks your horse's training progress, and clients are encouraged to visit the horses at any time. TheStable.ca is right for harness racing, and if you want to have a horse in the race, it's right for you too. For more information about The Stable, email Anthony at thestable.ca or call 519-400-4263.
Wendell Perry.
Introducing the Celebration Palace, a brand new and all-inclusive banquet facility located in Hartville in the North Plaza at 240 Kent Avenue Northeast. Still dreaming about your special wedding day or that occasion you're wanting to celebrate and you're not sure where to start? Well, you're in luck, because here at the Celebration Palace, we specialize in wedding and event planning. Whether you are looking for a venue or an all-inclusive wedding package, we have you covered. We help plan your special occasion. We have specialized vendors to help make your special day magical, and our prices are budget-friendly. So let us here at the Celebration Palace make all your special occasion dreams come true. You can give us a call at 330-587-2035 or check us out on our website, www.thecelebrationpalace.com. Stress-free, budget-friendly, amazing staff, in a stunning venue, the Celebration Palace, where your vision becomes a reality.
So back here at Nordonia High School, another score of note for the fans of both teams here tonight in D7. The other D7 semifinal was Leipzig, actually not over yet, but leading Columbus Grove 31-6 late in that one. So it looks like it'll be Leipzig against St. Henry, and the winner of that will play the winner of McDonald and either Danville or Hillsdale. So,
I may mention this before. In some ways, it's nice to see the cream rise to the top here in the game. I mean, clearly McDonald was the better team tonight, and good for them, and best of luck. Moving forward, they have a really good chance. Next week as well. They're physical. They have enough speed. Their tailback Miller has a ton of speed. Quarterback throws the ball really well, and good on Mogador as well. They had a great season, and we just saw an un-Mogador-like performance with all the turnovers, all the penalties, and that, in the end, and the turnovers had a big part of it, I believe, but, the penalties really didn't end up playing that big of a factor because McDonald controlled the night on the offensive line.
The good news for the Wildcat fans, unlike the McDonald team that's very much senior-dominated, I mean, Mogador had a couple of key seniors, obviously, Lehner, Benedum, I believe Shane Thomas may be a senior on the other side of the ball.
I believe he is.
I'd have to look that up. But for the most part, they're back next year, and this experience can do nothing but help them and help Coach Adorney convince them that the next step is there for us next year. I think that's probably what he's selling after the season and all the postseason hoopla is over. I think that's what he's selling to his guys that are going to be back.
I think you made a good point to Coach Adorney tonight, or yes, a good question of Coach Adorney, and we haven't seen this Mogador team play in the second half but one time in 5 games. And tonight, they I can't say they did either tonight.
They weren't themselves in the second half for the
really
most
weren't.
part. They were making uncharacteristic mistakes. You said, I think the weather played a little bit of a factor. It's still raining here. But all told, to my way of thinking, we got the good game that we were hoping for and expecting to see. It kind of fell apart on them in the fourth quarter, but when they scored quickly to make it a 28-21 game, it looked like, boy, we're going right down to the wire. And instead, the big strike this time was by McDonald, who had hit the couple of home runs and put the game away.
When I think about what made the difference, on the 5-yard line, Mogador was going to score, turnover. Second half, I think they're down here at the very end of the game.
They were about the 30
they
or
threw
30
an interception.
Oh, at the end, yeah.
Yeah, and down here on the 30, and they were driving the ball. It wasn't like they couldn't run the ball and do what they wanted, on the ground. It just those turnovers at
Well, they were down to, I believe it was the 31 that first drive in the second half, turned it back over and just really dug a hole that they weren't able to dig out of. But congratulations to both teams. Again, I got kind of cut off by the action on the field, but I wanted to go back one more time and thank our host here at Nordonia. What a great experience this was, and a great place to broadcast the game from. So Chris and I are, if he's like me, he's a little layered up here. It's getting a little warm in here. We haven't had to say that.
We have mosquitoes in the press box for the first time in like 6 weeks.
Yeah, big horse flies, but hey, that's I would take that every day over some of the.
Well, we finally got rain.
Cubbies,
but we were indoors and
don't
dry.
tell Mogador, they're going to say we jinxed them with the rain. But so that's football season. And so thank you also to all the schools that hosted us this year. Thanks to our fearless leader Bob Fritz for finding us some entertaining games. I won't say they've all been great close games. We'll work on that for next season. Thanks to Bob Felmley, who keeps us all together. And our first real glitch of the night, and hopefully we recovered from that. And it turns out, you'll be shocked, it was my fault because somehow I grabbed the wrong headset here after that interview with Jonah Rosenblum. So at any rate, thanks to that, our whole crew. Thanks also to Roger McLean, who's been helping us out over the course of the season. And the last thing I want to tell you about is Bob Fritz, who is holding the camera right now. You can't see him, but he can see me.
He's looking good tonight, too.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Ladies, you're missing out.
That fancy hat on.
Right. Yeah, you know what? The whole night. Oh, I can't wait. I love that hat. So what I wanted to tell you is that we have our partner, who you will, I should say, it's a long way of saying a couple important things. Tonight's game, because of video rights, television rights, that we could not acquire, will not be replayed in the video sense on either YouTube or WAOH.TV. And the game itself will be available, the audio version with some cut-ins at halftime and pregame, some pictures from the event on our YouTube page. So still hopefully worth your listen and your watch. That said, WAOH.TV has agreed to continue to partner with us for basketball season. So Mr. Fritz here is hurriedly pulling together what I think is going to be an exciting schedule of basketball games with no running clocks. He's assured me of that. We didn't have to use that dirty word tonight.
Is there a running clock rule in basketball?
There is.
I didn't know that.
It's 35.
See?
It's 35
that's why
points.
that's why I'm not doing basketball with the crew.
It's 35 points in basketball. At any rate, we hope to announce a schedule, Bob, in the coming couple of weeks. Yeah, and for the ladies, yeah, please keep an eye. I'll keep an eye on our Fifth Dimension Facebook page, where we'll announce a schedule of both boys and a limited number of girls games this year. And as I said, we'll be partnering with WAOH.TV again. So not only this season will you be able to hear a replay of our games, you'll be able to see it again Monday nights, 6 p.m. on WAOH-TV. So keep an eye on Facebook for the announcement of the schedule. I should mention that, one Whitmer is never enough, right? So we're going to double up on the Whitmers, yeah. And nobody's shaking their heads.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean
yet.
to laugh at that.
My brother Eric is a veteran coach from the Youngstown area, is back in Summit County now, and is a wealth of knowledge in basketball, just as Mr. Canova has been in football. So I think we're going to bring in some exciting broadcasts and some that you'll enjoy listening to. So the intent is probably towards the end of December, and if not by then, certainly by January, we'll be probably bringing you at least a game a week and some special. And the game that we have scheduled is December 30th at Coventry, right? Against Lake. So that should be an entertaining game. So you can mark that one down now, December 30th, Lake at Coventry. So I'm excited. Basketball guy, but really enjoyed this football season. And the last person I need to thank is the gentleman right beside me, who makes me look so much better every week, has a wealth of knowledge of football, and now has a wealth of experience in the broadcast booth. I hope you enjoyed it. I think you enjoyed it, and
I thought
you
it was
were great.
Bob and Bob here.
The Bobs,
Bob
as
Squared
we call them.
is
Bob Squared.
they're fantastic and make this very, very, very easy to do. And Ron, I got to tell you that your play-by-play action this year has been fantastic, and really, really impressed with your work. I always have been. So thanks for allowing me to be a part of it.
To me, it couldn't have worked out any better, and I really appreciate not only you, but Jobs for Ohio's graduates for getting behind us, and all of our sponsors, the Stable, Edward Jones, and the list is
I do have one
long.
last question for you, though. Did you ask for an extended clock in the high school basketball games for two Whitmers on the call?
We're going to go to 10-minute quarters.
Okay.
I think this state, no. Well, that's a good point. We'll work on that. But it should be fun, and we hope you'll come back, and we'll make sure you're aware of the games as we get the list of the schedule. So I'm sure I'm forgetting some folks, but this has been a blast for me, and we're going to sign off here in just a second. I did do the math here. So my last broadcast from Nordonia High School's football field, not this one, this is a new one, but from their football field was in 1979. So that's 21 and 25, 46 years ago.
So unlike my students,
it's been a while.
I was born.
You were born?
I was born.
Your grandpa probably tuned in
I was actually
that
in
night.
college. So, 79?
79.
Okay, I was in
right
grade
out of
school.
college.
Sorry, I was in grade school, not college, but
WKNT in Kent for people who remember the predecessor to WNIR. So it's been a while, but it was a joy, and hopefully I felt like we got better as every game as the season went on, and I'm already looking forward to next football season, but I'm really,
so am I, yeah.
really excited about basketball season. So we're dragging this out a bit, but thank you so much for being with us. We really look forward to being back with you in a few weeks. And until then, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. If we don't talk to you before Christmas, have a great Christmas with your family, and we'll see you soon. For Chris Canova, I'm Ron Whitmer. For the Bobs, Bob Fritz and Bob Felmley, we thank you for tuning in.
Tired of boring off-the-rack tees? Want to express your unique style or promote your business? How about create an unforgettable memory? Call us at Screen Print Original, 330-414-1635, 330-414-1635. We bring ideas to life. We offer high-quality DTF transfers on a variety of apparel, ensuring vibrant colors and lasting designs, from custom creations to bulk orders, all for you. If you have an idea, give us a call at 330-414-1635, 330-414-1635. You can also drop us a line at screenprintoriginal@gmail.com. We look forward to serving you.
You've been listening to Fifth Dimension Radio's Sports Special, where we bring you live high school sports. And we'll be announcing more exciting games coming up in the near future, so keep it on Fifth Dimension Radio. This is your announcer, Bob. Good night.